Welcome back to the Love Live. We are back on all streaming platforms. Of course, we are on Twitch, we're on YouTube, we are on Facebook. This is Copeland just kind of introducing everybody. And of course, we've got our host, Miss Delia King.
Hello. How's everybody doing tonight?
Pretty good, pretty good. We got an all female panel this evening, right? Pretty
I'm
exciting.
excited. Yes, I
So,
am. I'm really excited.
so let's start with our regular panel. The Bronze Beauty in the house, aka
What up,
she's 30.
y'all? Whoop, whoop, whoop. Hey,
How you doing? Pretty soon I'm gonna look
Delia.
like her, so y'all need to just prepare yourself. It's gonna
Prepare it.
happen.
Yeah,
Yeah,
prepare him. We
yeah.
gonna get it. We gonna
We
get
just
it.
just out of nowhere, stress them right out.
You're gonna have to
Yep.
get you
Make
gonna have to
them.
get some sunlight. A little bit.
Okay, hey, you don't even gotta do me
That's
that
all right.
type of
That's why I'm
way.
called Bronze Beauty. I got her. I got her. I
Yeah, that's
got her.
true. That's true.
Hmm.
That's true.
And next, MVP.
Yo, peace and blessing on the black hand side. On the black, no, I'm just fucking with y'all. What's up? It's your girl Envy on Pain, aka Envy the Pixie, Envy the Boss, and currently in the running as a semi-finalist for Best Spoken Word Artist. So if you a KCPCA person, go ahead and put your vote in for your girl, because you know I be popping my shit like that. Hello, beautiful queens.
Hello, hello.
And next,
Congratulations too. That's what's up.
Thank you.
no,
Thank you so
congrats,
much.
definitely. Next, Miss Our Lovely Bodies, y'all.
Hey, my lovelies. How y'all doing?
Hello, how are you?
Welcome, Star.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, we are in the building. And then, last but not least, Miss No Mills, star of the
Hey,
Welcome, no
host of the
meals.
podcast. I
Hello.
wish.
good
What's up?
evening. Good
So,
evening.
if y'all didn't know, this is the Love Live. It's a safe space, and I'm gonna let Delia take over for the evening. Delia, now what was that live you were talking about?
So basically, today I watched a live, and there was a lady that interviewed a set of guys, and the topic for the interview was having sex on the first date, and it was more of a maturity question originally, but the discussion panel members basically upset the hell out of me. I just was blown away at all of their answers, and it was one of those like, okay, from the female perspective that I'm sure we're all about to get into, I get we are all grown adults. So you can choose to have sex on the first date whether you want to or not. So for me, it wasn't about the judgment side of sleeping with a person when you first meet them. It was how they handled us as women after the fact. So for example, one of the guys was saying that if he don't do that, he don't want it, he don't want you at all. That's kind of a mess to me. I didn't like that. Then the second guy was saying that he feels like if he's messing with, if he finds out you slept with somebody in the past for the very first time, why doesn't he get to do it? But if he does it, he feels a way about you because he wonders how many other dudes you let do that to. That was contradicting. Then there was another guy that was like, well, I'm gonna just be honest, I don't have to on the first, but if I haven't bought a third, I'm cool on you. And it made me just completely feel away because these are men that in a society where they're telling us that they don't feel loved unless they provide something. They're the ones starting the transactions. I don't think they're realizing that. Like, that was where my problem came from. Because it's like, you got to get something to get something. But y'all are saying that y'all want to be loved for more than what y'all can provide. So it's just, it messed me up because if you want to be loved for more than you can provide, we want to be loved for more than what we could give
Or provide.
or provide.
Good.
Or
I don't know. That's
I
kind of.
I almost it's funny because originally today I had stated I didn't want to discuss this on here only because I didn't want us, if we're gonna have our first ladies night, to turn the panel into a man bashing situation, because that's not what I want. But on the flip side, because it was a woman talking to men about how they felt about having sex on the first date, and we got the perspectives of men discussing that and how they felt, I actually would like to talk to some women about that because it does matter. And then on for the callers that are calling in, if you decide to call in, my question for the callers would be, if you've done that, was it successful? Like, are you married to this person or not? Or, how did it go? Like, how did it go? Because there are people that have successfully went forward from that. So there's no negative if you're grown and you know what you want. But as women, with us discussing it, I would like for us to kind of go into, how you feel about that. Like, and it, because it's a safe space, I more so want the honest side of the failed over everything, because we as women have done that. Like, it has happened. So, just how does that take the toll on you? Because from the male side, it is what it is.
Yeah.
Um, oh, go ahead.
So I don't think I'm gonna be able to do it on the first night. We ain't rolling like that. Now, I'm gonna test drive the shit. We ain't rolling on the first night. We ain't doing that one.
I feel that.
Now, yeah, I can't feel that one at all.
And I know you
Yeah,
ain't playing
no,
about your test
I
drive.
gotta second my sis here, because the thing that I like to always say is, like, none of us exist in a reality where you get to meet Envion Payne and then have sex with Envion Payne because you just met Envion Payne. Like, we don't, that's not a part of this reality. I don't know what kind of fantasy world a person has to partake in where that is a thing. But in my mind, it is not. So when it comes to, like, hey, I just met this person, like one night stand stranger kind of stuff, like, no, that's not a thing to me. But also, I guess, just how the way my life is set up, there may be an opportunity where I have maybe known this person before. And so, like, our first date is like a first official date. And then if vibes is rocking, and vibes is rocking. So
It's a lot of
period. A
multiverses.
lot of multiverses, but the one that we exist in right now, you ain't meeting me and getting no ass. Like, that's just
Well, I don't know. I feel like with what you just said, there's nothing. What you said is cool. So then I think it kind of changes the direction, because I do think that there's a difference between the first date and the first encounter. Because, like you said, if y'all may have been talking for a little minute, let's just say it's 3.5 weeks and y'all vibing, and then the first encounter physically, y'all do sleep together. Would you consider that sex on the first date?
And that is why we need to have these discussions, because I really don't know. How does that work?
Right. Because I actually, I think that bringing it up and listening to you say it is what made me actually want to go there. I do want to hear, Star and Miss No Mill's side of the previous before we get into that. But that would be my next question, because that is a question. But, like, yes, Miss No Mills, have you ever been able to, like, have you liked someone enough to want to see what it's about on the first encounter? Well, date, because not encounter, because we want to get to that next.
Absolutely. Yeah, I'm always the one, but
Hey,
um,
ain't nothing wrong with that if you know what you want. So I feel like people's
um,
sexual appetites matter.
I mean, I'm currently in a relationship that I've been in for about a year, and I slept with him on the first date. Um, and now he's somebody that I knew of. It wasn't like my first time meeting him, but he is somebody that I knew of. But I didn't honestly know him well. It was just like mutual attraction. The night was lit, and that's where it went, and we still here. But I also have had other the other side of it, where it was failure, where it was like I really was interested in this person. The date went well. I'm feeling the vibes. We had sex, and then it went downhill quickly from there. So I would say probably, sorry, my camera's shaking, but probably more failed experiences than, not that this is something I do all the time, but
No, I get what you're saying.
in my over time, I've had more failed experiences with it than I have successful.
Okay, so with that, because that, I thank you for your honesty too. I love when we can just come and give it, because again, this is our safe space. So
Oh yeah.
when you say you had more of the failed, do you possibly by chance think that they might not have failed if y'all had maybe got to know each other just a little bit, not basically just based off the sex? Because I do get that people are like, well, we get that out the way, but what if y'all had just a bit more connection to where the sex may have been better, or got to know each other? Because if it was just that soon and you got cut off, you didn't get any further. You know what I mean? Do you think that
Right.
there's a chance that you might possibly could have been more had y'all waited? And that's what, changed the game, or no, not necessarily?
Um, I guess it depends on the situation. If I that particular one that I just spoke of was like somebody that I guess really was interested in, like seeking a relationship with. Um, I'm not opposed to casual sex as long as
Mhm.
I'm a person who feels like if you're clean and discreet, you're an adult, do what you do, just protect yourself. But so I've had experiences where I'm not looking for anything more than that, and they are not either. So I don't necessarily call that a failure.
I know. I understand
I
that.
mean, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yes, I do. I do.
Uh,
Yeah, now I
yeah,
can agree with her on there. If nobody's looking for nothing, then that's totally different. But when you talking about a first date, if I'm going out on a date with you, I'm expecting something longer. If we out kicking it one day and like you said, the attraction is there and it just happens, I'm not looking for nothing long term. That's not a failure.
Right. Yes.
yeah,
True. True. Now,
yeah.
I ain't saying about when y'all dating your sneaky link to go get down. I'm
Right.
talking about like yes, the
I
potential
feel,
person. Yes.
but see, do we always date looking for like with like at the end of I hate to go on a date thinking, oh, I'm looking to find my husband on this date. I just kind of want to go and have fun. But I know a lot of people do date with like more intentions, and I have with certain people. But for the most part, I date to go eat food and vibe and kick it with you. You know what I'm
Oh,
saying?
okay. Yeah. Well, we're gonna put a pin. We're gonna put a pin in everything you just said because I want to
Yes.
know Star.
Oh my
Yeah. Oh,
God.
yeah. Because we coming
This
back to
is
that. You ain't even gotta worry about
perfect.
it.
I
So,
had
Star,
Absolutely.
I would love to know, your take on it too.
Well, I kind of agree with the guys because if you're trying to sleep with me on the first day, I'm be like, well, what you got? What you trying to give me?
Mm.
Uh, You
say
got
that.
your background.
Say
You're just
that.
see what type of person I am.
Maybe he gonna come with his papers. Maybe he gonna come with his clean
Yeah,
papers.
yeah, what's going on?
Baby,
Like,
you know these men ain't going to no damn doctor.
man,
Oh, God.
That's
they
a
ain't
problem.
Okay, you straight?
going.
Are we
No, that's a
agree?
problem. That's a problem.
No.
That's a problem.
Yeah.
That
That
you
is
know
a
what? And we're gonna
problem.
stick a pin in
Like,
that one
what's
and
my
come back
last
to that too. Let
name?
me write that
Go
one
get
down.
your ass
I need
tested.
a
Like,
notebook.
doctors.
Okay, take notes, Delia, because we got to circle back. Take notes.
But yeah,
Star, so what if he come with his papers on the first date, Star?
if he do,
What
oh,
See, to me, that's a sign. That's
what
a
he go?
flag. Like, who does that?
Right.
we still got to go and do it together.
There you go. There you go.
True. Because
Like,
anybody
you
got
just
Look,
close,
you don't
right
know. You don't know how long them papers.
in
true.
He
case I
done,
get out for some ass. Here,
Baby,
here go my results.
Here
yeah,
my clean. Here go my clean papers.
Like,
Oh
oh
bro,
my
my God.
God. Then you gotta I'm with whoever said you gotta go with them because then they got a homie that print off stuff. Now he falsified the
Exactly.
documents.
Are
Like,
they
come
It's
on.
sisters?
probably his
Are they
mama.
sisters that print out stuff?
Yeah, exactly. Like you who falsifying that document?
like
That
you
ain't like
got to Google and paste. Paste it.
okay,
Mm-mm.
so
so
y'all
good
are too
damn well
much.
Truman ain't never said ain't got shit on the damn result.
Yeah, oh
Where
no.
the motherfucker
Oh
go?
no. Oh no. And I don't think too enough people realize, and not to get off subject, but stay on the subject. But not people don't realize that a lot of the things that are in you can lie dormant. So they be like, man, I went to the clinic back and it be back in who knows when. Like, no, you need to go and review. Like, we need to go review it.
Review.
Like,
Okay.
like for real. That's a real thing. I don't think a lot of people realize that. So yeah,
But
I want to go
between
back.
partners as well. So
Yeah,
like
that's true.
also
That's true.
maybe if you're a person that doesn't like to wear prophylactics,
How dare you go
condoms,
with them big ass words? Let me write that.
maybe you should also
Pin that one. Pin that one.
test.
Man, hey, Danielle, look, because I don't know what's going on here. Hey, yeah, my brother was like that. I wore glasses tonight, so I can't use my glasses, but I brought them anyway. He a damn lie. So
Wait, you got two pair of glasses now.
Oh wait.
That's the what you say? What?
What? The first pair wasn't enough.
yeah, nope, it wasn't enough
Not for
with
tonight.
women. So, oh my God, is them the glasses off of what you call?
It is.
That's hilarious. Hey, she bought a real pair
Thugging.
of sunglasses off TikTok.
I love them.
Yeah, the little shades that they put on you during lives. I'm not about to play with nobody. Games is being played, and
Because
I'm not.
this is how I feel. This is my energy right now.
No,
I
you
just
feel
I
like you need
feel this
somebody to knock
way
them fans off your phone.
because like
So,
I need us to understand how serious these conversations is about to be
well,
tonight.
they about to go, like, because I'm about to go back to the subject that you had just brought up because that is something to talk about because it matters. So there is a difference between sex on the first date and sex on the first encounter, and I feel like that is a topic, that kind of correlates into the same situation because now it goes into you been talking and getting to know. Let's, for example, use the example of if you were dating long distance and now y'all come together, and let's say you want to catch a vibe but you ain't sure you ready. Now you can feel like you got your time wasted because it's like, well, now I'm around you and I don't even like you in person. Text you was cool, but you in person is ugh. And they almost feel like you owe them a little. How you handle that?
Yeah, it's a lot of stuff that you cannot tell about people from social media or like online dating and all that stuff. You can't tell if they stink or if they have manners or
Or if they in
just
a wheelchair.
if
If they stink.
if they
Or if they in a wheelchair.
that too.
Oh,
Or if they stutter. I'm gonna tell you one thing that I know for a
If
fact.
they stutter,
You cannot
I've
tell
had
if they
that.
stutter. I was talking to a dude on POF one time, and we was vibing, and then we went out to eat at Five Guys, and he was like, "So," and I was like, "Oh, damn."
Is that a deal breaker?
A little bit because he was not able to complete sentences. So don't get it twisted. To stutter a
Um,
little bit is one thing, but
Girl,
like
well, I feel like
now
I
you
must have been
dealing
on a date
like
with
I
him
feel like it depends on the level of the person. Like if you a cool laid back chick, you might got time to sit and wait on the nigga to spend an hour to get a paragraph out. But I'm not that chick. So like no, like, and I'm not gonna be funny because now when I'm out talking about it, I'm like, nah, I'm not about to call Greg because he gonna be like, "Da, da, 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 da," and I don't got time to play. And this my man. So like, no, if I don't want to
So
put
what if
you in
he
a
just got a
situation,
little stutter? Just a little stutter.
a little
My
stutter is
man.
fine, but he didn't have a
My
little
man
stutter,
got a
mama. He
little
just
stutter.
do some stuff.
He sure in the fuck ain't getting fucked on the first night then. You think we taking
No,
too
because he
long
go
to
fumble
get
the
back
play.
home
I don't have
before
time
we
for it. You're not about to fumble the play.
I want the glasses on
I don't mind a little.
Cause yo wildin'. Yo
I'm just
Well, you
saying.
gotta, because
like
you don't know
what?
If
what
it
you
take a,
ain't doing.
if it take him an hour to get a paragraph out, he ain't gonna never make it to the bed.
And then think about it. And then she said something that's true too, because you would never know that they stink. Like that do matter. Like now you
Yeah.
vibing with him. He look good in all his pictures, and he got BO. And then everybody don't even be hearing about they BO. People don't be hearing they breath stink. They don't be smelling it. They don't smell their underarms sometimes. And you right. So now you turned off because they cologne mixed with their breath done traumatized.
So then you tell him I was gonna fuck you tonight on the first date, but you
I'm
stink.
not about to Danielle. Danielle.
No,
Danielle need a timeout.
I
no,
mean, I'm just
you
saying.
don't tell
Do
him.
you?
Not at this age. I don't tell him nothing. He just got to go.
And then
He just
so
gotta
the
go.
because
No.
I didn't,
Hold up.
I never addressed if I did the
Get that.
first date thing. I never did the first date thing only because obviously I'm really stern on the get to know because honestly, the more I like you and the more I'm vibing with you, the better the sex. And because of me being raped at an early age and not I take sex too serious as an act, that changes my perspective on it. So me wanting to give it to you with me knowing the value that it holds, it matters more where we stand. That's not saying I'm saying
Right.
gotta wait, but I just kind of care more. But I've had sex on the first encounter, and it's funny because it's one of them where it's almost like when Miss No Mills was saying that she got it out the way and some of them it didn't work out. It was the same with the encounter. But I was kind of glad we got it out the way because it's like, okay, I was cool with everything else, but this. And this is a big deal for me. Like I have a healthy sexual appetite.
So
So
his sex was whack.
I
So
wouldn't necessarily say it was all the way whack, but kind of yeah. Like either
his dick was
whack
little. His dick was little.
or wasn't compatible.
There
Because
you
it's not
go.
necessarily that you're whack. It may not just be compatible sex.
It was just
Like
little. Just say it was little.
no, the nigga just didn't last.
Oh, he just didn't last. So he was a three pump brother.
Mini
Oh,
man.
Damn, Delia, you wasted
so, but
a whole
now
body
keep in
on three
mind,
pumps.
okay, Danielle, you just too much all the time, pretty ass, fucking
You,
brown beauty.
I'm
Listen,
just saying you wasted a whole body on three pumps. Like that
yes,
gotta be
well then,
that,
so this is
that be
what I'm
fucked up.
learning.
That be
No,
This is
fucked
what
that
I'm
do
up.
not
learning
count.
though. This
That
is
don't
what I'm
count.
learning. This is what I'm
That
learning
makes sense
though. Like
though.
I'm
That don't
over
count.
that shit.
That's fucked up. Can y'all just imagine like it be a fine ass brother and you like fuck and vibe is right, niggas cologne smelling good, and
Yes.
the nigga five
Work and take
seconds.
care of himself. But so this is what I'm
Oh
learning. So I know that
man,
there's go ahead.
that's fucked up.
It is fucked up. And what I'm learning though, and this comes from maturity, is okay, I get it. So you got a guy and he's excited. He's overly stimulated. He been thinking about it. Of course, he may have been thinking about it longer than you. Let's say y'all been texting. He been fantasizing about it. Now he over at the house. You know how we like to bullshit a little bit. We playing in our lingerie. We in the living room. All the while he thinking about it. So now he in there and he's, trying to do the foreplay. All the while, that's the issue, because what we be missing is in the midst of that occurring, when he finally get in there, all of that I just listed then came to fruition, and boom, here he is erupting. And I think that the issue, it is fucked up, but it's unfortunate because when you think about something like that, you got somebody overly excited, then you got to actually sit and analyze the analytics that you wouldn't normally analyze. For example, does he get some as often as you can get some? How often does somebody actually holler at him?
So now you anticipating if you gonna get this nigga a second chance is what you trying
Yes.
to do.
So hopefully,
I
yes,
feel
because
like
it's
the
like I
second
can
chance.
understand if you've never hit. I can understand if you were so excited you finally got some and that happened. So I'm gonna give you a chance to try again. And your second shot, now I'm talking.
Yeah, 3 pumps don't count. That's what I'm sorry, what's your name
Somebody
again,
said
baby?
the 3 pumps
Miss
don't
No
count.
Meal.
Yep,
Yeah.
Miss No Meal said 3 pumps don't count.
But
No.
I feel like ask that to a woman who
Tell
man
me
just
what you
cheated
want.
on her. Do 3 pumps count?
Say what?
Ask a woman that was just cheated on by her man. Do them 3 pumps count?
Hell yeah, them motherfucking 3 pumps
Exactly.
count. Y'all got me fucked up every day of the week.
Shit, that shit counts. Sex is sex. If you put it in there and swirl it around, that shit counts.
Hold on. Don't be
For
letting me
him,
out here
yes,
looking
for
bad.
him.
The fuck?
I
You
mean,
done
I guess
went
I have a
cheating
double
on me
standard
and you done
here.
gave a bitch 3 pumps. Now you making it look like I'm settling over here.
Exactly.
Nigga, the fuck?
Wait a minute. So let
Yeah,
me get
that's
this
that
straight. Oh,
bullshit.
no. Pause for the cause. So, Danielle, basically, when your man cheat, you want him to tear that ass up
No,
so at least
I
you can know
don't.
what it is?
I mean, I hope he don't cheat at all because we just gonna cut it. We just gonna it's over. But I'm just saying. But
What if he
goddamn,
do? He needs to
you out
represent
here
the
making
brand.
it look. You out here making me look bad though, bro.
Okay, let me just pause because I want to do the segue. We need to segue because she done threw me off. This is a safe space.
That's like, okay, listen. So check this out. No,
You have reached the love live. This is a safe space. Go ahead and call in. Tonight's subject, we are talking about dating and having sex on the first encounter. To get it on out the way, I guess that's where we at with it currently. And if that has worked for you, have it not worked for you, either way, call in and let's talk about it. So call 816-398-8229. All right, we're going to get back to it. Go ahead, Daniel. What?
I'm just saying. Hey, I think the host got me muted. Y'all can't hear me. Okay, check this out. No, seriously.
Mm-hmm.
You got a dude. He in 3 pumps. He done cheated on you. He done 3 pumps some other girl. And now she laughing at you.
Yeah, that'd be the worst part though. Like,
yeah, like
no,
You
come on,
right, 'cause
y'all.
she
Y'all
be
y'all
like,
be feeling me
I
though.
know Stroke Game got the nerve to be
here knowing
cheating.
what I'm settling for.
Yeah, you like, I'll be like, oh, that nigga
Because now, not only is he cheating, but he's humiliating you.
Yeah.
And now you got me fucked up 2 times, sir.
She said mystery.
Ah, man, you
Mystery
fucked up. You're
pump.
right. You fucked up twice. That's 2 times.
Okay,
You gotta
know
go.
what? Let's go there. Let's just go there. Okay, so if y'all ever slept with somebody and you didn't remember and they did,
Ah, that's fucked up too.
Yeah.
Probably everybody who I done slept with, because look,
oh damn, I'm about to.
every 7 years, bodies roll off.
Every 7 years,
Oh, wow.
So you
your
on
whole
probation.
DNA changes every 7 years.
So you
So-
on
Yes, it does.
Period. Every 7
Yeah.
years, that's how long it takes for all the cells in the body to regenerate. So,
So don't
so
let
you
it.
mean so basically I'm about to
You
be
ain't never
35
hit
and I'm about to get a system reset. That's what you're saying. So because I'll be 35 this year. I'm
Yeah,
about to
so
have a
none of
system
them
reset.
niggas count.
No, damn that star. Don't shake your head. I'm about to get a system reset.
look, every
I'm
7
with
years.
that.
Miss
Every 7
Domino's,
years,
yeah, I
all
seen that.
cells
You
in
with
the
that.
body
We with that.
regenerate. So,
That's beautiful.
See, with the
I'm
whole
excited for
body.
that.
Hey, somebody on the comments said you should smash before you go on the first date. Then we can see if we gonna Dutch
If we going Dutch.
if we going Dutch.
Basically, if the pussy fire, he gonna pay for it. But if it ain't, you gonna pay for your half. My thing though is if the pussy trash, why she even going on the date? I wouldn't even take her. I'd go on a
Right.
date with myself and be deterred. I wasted my body.
Right. You can just go by yourself.
Man, like, are you gonna still take her on a date for what? What you gonna talk about how bad the session was?
That was not very casual.
Right.
No.
That's pointless.
The
Mm-mm.
here, I'm gonna need for him to take 80
That's
sheets.
that's a prostitute at that point. He paid for it.
The 7-year rate reset only count if you celibate. That's red pill.
You gotta be celibate for 7 years and then your body reset.
No, why?
Damn. Well, that mean it ain't a nigga reset.
I mean, like it's like the point system at work. You know, they roll out, they
lock the
drop
dude up
out.
for 7 years and hope that he ain't getting messed with in there. So when he get out, he be reset.
No, she just the point system at work. What's the point system? No.
Now I feel like it's the point system because that they roll off. You know how the point system. You know you get a point after a year, it rolls off.
I don't currently ask one, but I know how they work.
Kids or bids, that shit didn't happen.
That is a good ice breaker.
So,
but that's not good because think about it. You shouldn't have to soul tie to break no ice because like sex is a covenant too. Like you literally deal with some stuff when you go into the sexual realm, especially without a condom, which is how the average.
Well, that's why you use a condom. Like you don't get a soul tie. Condoms
and
protect
then,
that.
And I agree with you, but my play on it is this is my play. I hate it. I hate
it's a whole barrier.
So we gotta have condom sex. We don't need to have sex. So I feel like we need to be together having the sex. I want to feel some skin.
Well, you said what? If we don't have condom sex, we would?
No, I feel like if we have to have condom sex, then we don't need to be having sex because we're supposed to be together, meaning we don't need to have condom sex. That's where I'm at. I want to have sex.
Good comment. Who is that? Ma? Or yes, that is a great comment.
I did 3 pumps and busted, and we went again, and she flatlined.
No, she
was flattered. And I agree with that. Like I feel like if you do the 3 pumps, your second chance should happen like immediately. Like it shouldn't be like, oh shit, I hit you with the 3 pumps, girl. I hope you good. Like, no, we're not done.
But why condoms protect from spirits? What about vibrations? Yeah, nah, damn that. They don't protect that. Only
hold on, let's go. The last comment. She was flattered. You should have flatlined her ass. If you got 3 pumps, you should have came back and flatlined her ass. Why you talking flattered?
No. He said I done did 3 pumps and bust, but we went again after. She was flattered. So I think that's why he came back second round and beat that ass. Town. You gotta jack off before every first date so you ready. Right. Oh my God.
I thought everybody knew that. You know what I'm saying? Get it out the way. Be ready when you get to the chick.
Yeah. We all agree.
I was
if you do them 3 pumps, I'm be like, well, what time is
No. So I clearly know I was not prepared and I was 2 years old. So before the first date, so dudes really expect to hit on the first date because we ate some dinner. First of all, data is supposed to be collected at dinner. And how the fuck are we talking if we're chewing food?
He better be chewing some ass.
Oh my God. Now, I feel like any guys watching this, they need to know that because there's nothing wrong with none of these answers. It just proves for like every caliber of person, there is a caliber of person to match their, desire. So there's nothing wrong with any of the stuff that any of us are saying. But like at the same token, it's just like, I didn't know that. I didn't know, like I get if a dude know he gonna get some and then pull up and he done beat it before he got there so he can go. But I didn't know.
But it might be to keep the urge down as well.
Huh? Say that again.
It might be I'm sorry to interrupt you, but it might be to keep the urge down as well. Like, cause some dudes are just real pervy. Like whatever you say to them, they turn it about sex. Like you say good morning or grand rising, however you greet, and they you made me rise. It's a good morning because I saw you. Like that. It's just like back off, get that out your system so we can just have a regular conversation.
This is so true. You ain't lying. There's some horny ones out here.
Yeah, though if they turn everything sexual.
What'd she say? I didn't get to hear you.
I said if they turning everything sexual, I don't think that's something else they need to deal with. Like,
Yeah, no, that
So,
that gives me very bad vibes. Like
yeah,
that would be such a
No,
turn off. Like honestly, the faster a man moves towards sex with me is such a turn off because to me it makes it feel like you just want somebody to have sex with.
mhm.
It's not a me.
Yeah.
Also, it makes me feel like you don't fully understand the caliber of woman that I am because if you did, you would want to be gleaning the wisdom from me. You would want to be picking up pieces of my personality. You would want to know like just how fucking magical I am in every sense of the word magical.
right.
So, but you just want to have sex? Like, oh, sir, that just seems like you need somebody that's into a mean. So I'm not even attracted anymore. Like,
But so that honestly to me makes the almost a little bit the subject a contradiction because like you said if you said it makes me feel like they just want someone to have sex with. So that's how I feel if they're having sex on the first date without that little bit of get to know time because it's almost like, well, I need somebody to have sex with. I need to have sex with you right now to see if you're worth me having sex with versus getting to know me to seeing that I have value and then being like, you're of a value. I want to have sex with you. That's what
yeah,
it's like. We're placing the sex as the value first, and everything else follows. When the value should be outside the sex, and then you're having sex to conceal the value. It's like that. I feel like that's where the issue is. That shouldn't be the prize of the situation. You together and what y'all can be together is y'all's prize. And then you solidify and keep that together by sacredly continuing to have that sexual ritual where you keep pouring into each other to keep that glue together. That's at least how I visualize the sex. And because of that level of spirit realm that I always sit on, that does make it that much more difficult for me to want to have, for example, casual sex. I don't enjoy that. Or for me to want to have sex too soon without at least nothing, number one, knowing where we're headed. So it's like, that's why I want to go back to the subject that I want to stick a pin in, which was the dating with what expectation. Because like y'all did say, sometimes you may go out on a date, just to kind of vibe, have drinks to go sleep with each other. There are people that meet to date like that, but then there are people
Yeah.
that are for everything else. So it's like, how do you get to the discussion of what the expectations for the level of your dating are? Like, how do y'all get to that? Because you're right. Like, some people do meet at bars. Like, I know I would never want to go to a date at a bar because I don't want to drink a lot on the first date because that's
Right.
clouding my judgment. So it makes me feel like, okay, yeah, I'm touchy feely when I drink and I know who I am. So
Mhm.
I don't want to do those early on. And I feel like if you feel a way about me wanting to get drinks, then I don't feel like the me that I am, you're trying to get to know. You're trying to get to know the tipsy me that's down for whatever. That's a problem. You know what I mean? So yeah, how do y'all feel about that? The not that's not the question I have. The question I have is, how do you discuss the expectation for the date to know what to expect on the date?
so this I feel like is a beautiful segue for this paradigm shift that I just had recently, which has caused me to be like, you know what? I think I am going to have to move away from the men that I was presently dating, presently talking to. And I was out with my homegirl, and we was having a conversation during draft weekend, and we was just like the bars in hell, but like maybe it's not the bar that's in hell. You are the bar. You are your own bar.
Mhm. Mhm.
So it's not about, oh, well, men do this and women need to do that. Like, I don't give a damn what men do. I don't give a damn what women need to do or supposed to do. I know that if you want to be the person who is present in Envion Payne's life, there are standards that you're going to have to have. So that's the bar. I am the bar. My standards are the bar. So is and like I had this whole paradigm shift because I was staying in a whole abusive relationship because I'm comparing myself to the shit you see on Facebook. Like, oh, well, at least we ain't going 50-50 and this is that. But it still was a toxic, dysfunctional relationship. Like, I'm sitting up here looking like, well, damn, at least he ain't a Facebook nigga. But like the only reason why he wasn't a Facebook nigga is because I didn't put the nigga on Facebook, you know? So but I'm comparing because, oh damn, the bars in hell. Yeah, this is what men is out here doing. No, men are out here doing whatever it takes, whatever is necessary to be present in your life. And so this is to answer your question that you just asked as far as expressing your expectations. When you are dating, your sole objective is to just observe. Listen to that man when he speaks. I am so dedicated to listening to a man when he speaks. I hang on to every last little word, every little thing that he says, and my little brain is just calculating and dating and computing and putting it all the shit. Got a whole little file. Better stay accurate every goddamn time. But the thing is, you are just to observe. Find out what this man's life is. Find out what this man's goals are. Just and not even on some, oh, you need to impress me. You need to, like, no, you have approached me, and this is the life that you are offering me with the time that I spend with you. This is what our transaction is. The time that we are spending to get together is you showing me what life is if I am with you. And it is then our decision as women, or whatever, whatever you may subscribe to be, to say, okay, do I want to be the partner in this person's life? This is what going out with him is like. This is the life that he lives. This is what he's into. This is what he does. Like, just observe, because you can tell a man, oh, I need 50 things, and that man will pretend to be 50 things just to get whatever it is that he wants. Play games, manipulate you. I'm sure we all have an experience with somebody that probably was a narcissist, or a pathological liar, just something crazy. And it's like, well, damn, but I told him this. No, don't tell him shit. I will never tell a man what I want in a relationship ever again.
Me
I'm
either.
out. I'm gonna see my soft, beautiful self, and I'm gonna see how he reacts to having my soft, beautiful ass to his side. And if his reaction to this ain't up to par, then that'll be his last chance. Because I don't have to tell you anything. I have to observe and see if you are the man that I want to be the woman to.
Very well said.
I
Thank
agree.
you, Queen.
Go ahead. Star, I want to know what you think. I see your face. I like it.
I mean, I agree with what she's saying. But I feel like a point in my life, I'm just gonna be knee deep offering to God. And if a nigga wanna, or let me stop saying nigga, if a man wanna date me, he's got to find me on my knees praying. So,
Ooh.
Yes.
I done deleted you. If y'all see me on this live and you figuring out why we ain't friends, don't call me, don't text me, don't do anything.
That part. That part. Okay, tell me. You know they
Oh,
coming. I seen you on the live.
oh.
This is just a little update. You see me now, but you don't see me then, and you won't see me later.
If he
Bye-bye.
don't if he don't pay, open doors, walk on the street side and pull the chair out, cut him off, ladies. Okay, sir. I wanted to bring something up that actually that you was while you were talking, it triggered me into a video that I seen, and a lady basically she covered a different perspective of something that I said before. That's funny. I said it in a funny way, but she said it in a more mature way, and I wanted to discuss this because it mattered. I was being funny when I was like that. Basically, broke niggas do more at home than rich people do when they're at home. Like the broke guy doesn't spend, I mean, doesn't do as much for the house, but he does a lot inside the home. And then the guy that does have money doesn't do as much in the home because he does so much for the home. So today I was watching a lady and she was talking to a woman and she was explaining to the woman how a large amount of African American women that are independent but make a certain financial status, a reason why we won't be able to accept a good man is because we have taken away the value side of what that good man is based off our income. And she was like that if you're making six figures as the woman, she was like that would be what you would want to expect out of your spouse. So if you're bringing that in, six figures is definitely enough to take care of a household. If you bring in a guy and he doesn't make that, but he does make some, something, but it's not as much as you don't want him. But the odds of an African American man being easily able to make six figures over a woman is not the same. So then she asked the woman, like, does he have to make at least six figures? And the woman was like, yeah, like I make that, it's only right. So then she flipped it and was like, well, would you date a bus driver? And she was like, if he owns the bus. And the way the lady looked at her, it is, I knew where she was headed, but it blew my mind because it was interesting. She said, and see, that's the problem. She was like, I would date the bus driver. She was like, if the bus driver has strong work ethic and goes to work, if he's maintained the job, if he loves his family, if he loves his mama, if he's going to take care of you. She was like, those values are what you're missing because you're looking at if he's a six-figure brother. She was like, if he's six figures, but he doesn't have all of them, there's no worth in that. The worth would be in everything that I listed. And she said that you got to keep in mind, if you're bringing that in and you have the ability to discuss with the guy his role for you, not necessarily the role, but just, the balance for you both, then you can be able to be happy. But because we have now been egotistically brainwashed into being these strong women that look down on these men, this is making us all alone. And crazily, I agree, but it sucks. So I just want to know how y'all feel, because it is unfortunate, and a large amount of us, mixed in with music, of course, too. Music doesn't help the situation, but there are a larger amount of Black women that are able to touch incomes that a larger amount of Black men aren't. And if their moral compass is still great, they are great dads. They do take care of home. They are willing to love you, but don't bring in enough. Then we are losing on them if we're basing it off that. How do y'all feel about that?
Wait, so you're saying you agree with the fact of dating the he has to make six figures?
No, I agree with her saying that if she was bringing in six figures and her husband was a bus driver, but he was a good man, that she would stick beside him. I agree with that.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
But that was
Absolutely.
the foundation of relationships anyway. If we want to think about it, long time ago, how was the man coming? He was coming to our fathers and giving what? Giving money so he can take his daughter and marry her and have
He has to prove he could provide for that daughter. And
exactly.
if you could
So
not take it like the way it used to be, you had to prove you could provide for a woman to take her as a wife. If you
right
could not take better care of this woman than her family could, you could not be with this woman.
at all. So now that's how we're thinking anyway. So
Right.
now the man may take a woman's role or stay at home dad or whatever. It's frowned upon, or he has a what bum ass job is what we say, not making six figures. Now, yeah. So we are brainwashed in that way, and it sucks.
Yes. Yeah. And I
I
think that,
think for me, like she said, I could do the bus driver salary as long as he's a good man. I think the issue comes about when people start to feel entitled to what you work hard for and what you earn, or okay, I've accepted the fact that you don't make a certain amount of money and you cannot provide. I'll accept that, but I won't accept anything else like on top of that. Like you have to pick a struggle. A lot of times it's you don't have the income and you got several kids, or you don't have the income and you don't have a car, you don't have the income, and like it's not just the income. I don't think women just have a issue with dating men who don't have a certain income, because if that's the case, a lot of these broke men would be single and they're not.
facts. You better say that. It says as a man being broke is rough. And I do feel like it's funny that comment came when she said what she said, because it does depend on the situation. Certain broke men, it can be rough depending on the caliber of woman that they're going after, because there are a large amount of broke men that have a support by a woman. But I also feel like it's also because that broke man didn't come in, like she's saying, feeling entitled, like, okay, I'm still a man and da 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 da, that the woman that he's dealing with still respected his level as the man. Because I feel like us as women, regardless of what you make, it is about who you are, how you walk. I know I was being funny one day, but I was telling this guy, I said, there's a reason why every movie that Denzel Washington plays in, they make sure he gets at least one scene where we get to watch him walk, because he got a powerful ass walk.
Baby.
And there's a lot to be said about a man with a strong walk.
Baby.
So you know you gonna see Denzel walk, and
Yes.
you gonna love it. So
Mm.
I feel like there's certain things that about men that are far beyond the wallet that make him the man. But because society has painted these visualizations of what each person's supposed to be, we're out here trying to literally live up to that. Like if every man was taught they had to match up to who Mr. Incredible is, it would be rough for some of these men, especially men that can't gain weight. They can't get muscle. So they'd be stressed out. Like, I can't get buff like him if that's the standard of a man. So it's unfortunate because the standard of our black men has been placed on their wallet when a large amount of their strength doesn't come from that, especially now that we're able to bring in the earning income. So it sucks because the Europeanized version of how relationships should be has been adopted by us, and we're the ones failing in it. It's almost like we've been taught something that we just keep failing in. Oh, I got us quiet. That's my bad.
No, I wanted to say that I agree with
I'm
what
ask.
you said ideologically, right?
Mm-hmm.
If we lived in an ideological world, what you said would be brilliant. However, we live in reality, right? And so I would have to say, for me, I would not be the person who would date the bus driver. And I'm going to tell you why. It is not because of financial reasons. I know math, right? And we worry a lot about, 50-50, but the goal is to be 100, right? So I know there are many ways to get to 100. So if the goal is to be 100 and we're a unit and we moving together, then it don't matter if it's 90-10. We get into our 100 because we're in this together. And that has been my mind frame when it comes to things like that. But also, I would have to say that it can't be the bus driver, right? And I say that because I am not a regular schmegular type woman, right? I have things, and this is like, I did so much thinking over this weekend, even while I'm out like having fun and just enjoying life. Like, I'm just really having these realizations because like one of my friends, like my best friends in life, is getting married this summer. And like that is my bougie black friend. And I say that with so much love, right? Like that is checklist good on paper and in real life. And so like the wedding's out of town, and I'm sitting up here and I'm like, okay, I hit up one of my homegirls and I'm like, hey girl, we can go to this wedding and we can just like make it like a girls trip and blah, blah, blah. But then I'm also like, but ain't you dating somebody? Like, why would this person, why you have a big event and this is not someone who can fit into your life? So it then becomes a reassessment of my values, and should I even be dating this person or dealing with this person? Because if I have these high end goals, I have award shows to go to, I have, like, just this past year I did a Rock Nation event.
Ooh.
If I can't say I'm at this event and know that you have a suit to put on, and know that I can bring you and you can be in these spaces and you can sit there and be cool and be cool and confident and assured that you are in a position that you deserve to be here because we deserve to be here, then like, no. Or how do I know that you ain't gonna try to say, speaking it into existence, we in the room with Jay-Z and Beyonce, you trying to give him a CD, or you up there trying to show Beyonce doing all this? Like, no.
Well, see, can I cut you off just or tap in with what you said? Because just because he's a bus driver doesn't mean that he doesn't have manners or doesn't have a suit. He might go to church and he might have suits. You know what I'm saying? It might not be the top of the line suit. I'm just saying. I wouldn't. Just don't judge people by their job. He might have a side hustle. All of us, as far as I know, I'm familiar with y'all names and faces, to be honest. So I think every one of us has been a part of the KCPC Awards. Yeah. So it's hard trying to find a date as a single woman to go to the People's Choice Awards. It really is. Right. And I mean, I've been there. I experienced it with dudes. They like, oh, I ain't got no suit, and it's like, damn. So I guess I get both of it. I get both sides of it, but I don't want to just cut people off because of their job,
Right.
just assuming like, oh, you're a bus driver. Maybe
And
you got a
sorry, go ahead.
t-shirt business, or maybe
Myself with that. Please
Sorry,
allow me
say
to correct
yours.
myself. So it's not so
Right.
much, oh, I don't, your job is not good enough. It is a matching of lifestyles, right? And so we can even like maybe put it in better terms, being equally yoked, right? Like
yeah,
if I have to catch a flight and I need to be on the other side of the country or in for a weekend or something like that is going on and that's my lifestyle and I want my partner to be able to come with me, that's not possible if you got to check and see if you have PTO.
Well, that's not that being equally yoked don't have nothing to do with your job description. But as far as being a job bus driver, we know that he's what? He's
Employed.
dedicated.
employer.
He
He
got health
Yeah.
gets up and go to
insurance.
work every day.
Yeah.
He know how to
On
keep his
time.
time. He's gonna show the fuck up.
That's
Yeah.
true.
Uh
And I was gonna say,
the nigga know how to tuck in his shirt
like,
and wear a fucking belt.
yep.
So it's
True.
like
He
if
got
I'm
health
if
benefits.
the motherfucking type of person that I am, whoever I'm with, he gonna shine and he gonna step up. So just
Yes.
because he was a bus driver today, don't mean he's gonna be a bus driver tomorrow.
And
No,
then my bus
very
driver,
well
and I
said.
was gonna say that, you got to keep in mind that sometimes you forget or we forget as women breed warriors. So you may at him as a bus driver and he dedicated, but you're right. You stand next to you long enough and he see you sitting and you
Absolutely.
walking to these rooms and you talking to these board members and he gonna feel away eventually and
He
he
gonna
may
step up.
in that and be like, and you chose me, I'm not gonna keep standing beside you and
Yeah.
looking like less than. So you got to keep in mind that there's two options in that. Either you can see
Yeah.
and find out that he can be more, or you would be the lonely woman. And then you know how them dudes be on there and be like, I'm sure a good man hollered at you and you let him pass you by. And you be like, well, I did because when I was about to meet Beyonce, that nigga was gonna be a bum. And it's like,
We
but you
don't have
never
a bus ticket.
you're basically visualizing a potential that never happened, but the man did happen. So the man was really there, but you've seen a scenario that never was going to happen. And now you're not going to get the man. That definitely matters. So I feel like sometimes we do, I wouldn't even say it's about being humble, but it do go back into what they said. I can't disagree with what you said because your reasons do make sense, but I do
Yeah.
think you got to keep in mind too, there it's way easier for you to get into them doors than he would have got in, whether he worked where he worked or not. So the honor of being in that room with you, whether it's humiliating or not, to me what's more humiliating is arriving with no one on my arm, because that can get to be a little embarrassing too. So it's
Oh
like I do
no.
standing alone,
Doing it over
but
and
I
over
wouldn't
again, it
mind
can get embarrassing.
Look, I will
Well, it's
twirl
not about showing up
and I got some wonderful gay friends.
well, I ain't now. I don't even want to go there, but what I'm speaking
Well,
on,
the thing is,
I know the power of when you come into a situation like the example that you given, Beyonce and all of them. If that was the case and we're coming there, it's power in showing up as a unit, regardless of who does what in the unit. Y'all are a unit. And truly there's strength in the numbers of y'all too. And maybe, okay, the strength ain't the fact that when he shakes hands, it reminds me of what's that movie? You remember the movie when the husband, he wasn't of much and she just acted like he was so embarrassing at the dinner, but she was really sleeping with the white dude.
Oh.
Remember how then she was just like, oh my God, why are you here? And he was a construction worker and she was sleeping with the owner. It was one of Tyler Perry.
oh, I do remember that.
And she acted like it was such an embarrassment for him to be there. Remember when I just remember it was Cartwright was the last name. But anyway, but at the end of the day, he was willing to do everything for her. He was standing next to her and all of that. And then in the end, all of the mess that she was on, it kind of ended up biting her in the face. And he was a good man. So I just feel like, I do get the personas, but like I like to tell people when I do the mentoring, the persona is cool, but who gonna be there for you at 2 a.m. when you horny and you need your back rubbed? Them people that you're trying to personify for are not gonna be there. So that bus driver, that's
the thing is, she said partner. She said partner, and she said You want to do 100. You got to put in 10 or 100%. I'm gonna put in 100%. So
Mhm.
maybe it's the time where he don't have his 100 and you giving the 100, and
Right.
you really looking for a partner. Then it's gonna be times where you're coming out of pocket for your partner, just like you would expect.
Yeah.
Because I know that as a woman, if you was dating a man who's making six figures and more, and you're on the lesser end, you wouldn't expect him to just leave you in Kansas City because you can't afford the ticket.
And you got to keep in mind of what level that is great too, because for example,
Okay.
maybe he ain't 100 in finances, but maybe he's 100 in parenting, and you're only 30%. So now he don't bring in as much, but he's a better parent than you. So that may actually balance y'all out because he handles the kids, whereas you're handling the finances. So I feel like it does depend on what makes y'all together 100, because his 100 still may not benefit your 100. That matters too when it comes to the discussions. He may be great in all these facets that don't benefit your life in any format. Like you're an artist and you sensitive about your shit. Well, what if he's a corporate American and don't give a fuck about your sensitivity, but he's 100? So I feel like it still matters.
Or he
Then
make
that
the
can be 100 for me. So I think I feel like we're just kind of like putting words in my mouth and saying things that I did not say, because like we're talking about like materialistic things and we're talking about like financial things. I'm talking about a person that matches my lifestyle. So I think I may have, like I said, I think I may have misspoken some kind of way, because I feel like a lot of the defense is not for what I said. Like
No defense.
my essential point is that we as women, a lot of times where we mess up is we date men based on potential.
Safe
So
space.
we will meet the guy that is the bus driver, and he is just all he is a bus driver. And I am not denigrating that at all. Bus drivers make great money. It's a great job to have. So that's not me. But I'm just saying that since that's the example that was given. And we think, well, one day this is going to be my Jay-Z and I'm going to be his Beyonce. I'm going to be Michelle and he's going to be Barack. But it's just like, no, because that's not who he is.
But it's Envion
So
and Coleman. So it don't gotta be. I feel like if you're not worried about this caliber, then it's you and this person at y'all's level, which is still a great level. So maybe no, it ain't be Jay-Z, but it's you and your person. You
well,
know
I
what I mean?
think what she's trying to say is that if it's not gonna get to that, then she's just not
Then
gonna.
she don't want it.
Right.
Right.
I
Because
get
you do have to actually get to a point where you sitting down talking about future goals. So if you're
it.
gonna continue to be a bus driver and this is what your goal is in life and that's all you wanted to be as a bus driver, then MVP, she just don't want that.
And
You
I
know,
think
you want somebody that's gonna be a bus driver and then eventually own the bus company. With and that'll be the conversation throughout the whole relationship at that
Yeah.
point. Like, okay, you drive a bus today, just like Star said, you drive a bus today, but he might not drive a bus tomorrow,
right.
or he may own the bus company in 2 years. So
yes,
that's what the conversation in the relationship would actually have to be is like, okay, where do you see yourself at in 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, and so forth, and vice versa. Even with the woman, you can't just be working at McDonald's and then not own the franchise.
But we also
Right.
got to understand where we came from too, because I was cleaning motherfucking toilet.
Right.
I
Right.
wasn't a business owner 12 years ago.
Right. So that's
Right.
what I'm saying. So that is the conversation of throughout the relationship to where we going and the goals that we have in the relationship, and if we're gonna make six figures in the next 4 years or 5 years, so you can be able to get up and go to Greece when you want to.
Right. No, that's
yes,
real.
you
I
know,
want to
so
segue. Let me
you
give
have
me
to
the segue.
also, the man for you has to be able to have provision for you. Like, so when this man is planning his goals and his life vision, if all he wants is somebody that's gonna be Susie Housemaker, and that's what he's
Yeah.
looking for. Oh, my wife, she gonna be barefoot and pregnant, running around the house, and that's what being in a successful relationship means to him. Then that does not correlate with who I am. I am
Yeah, that's a very good point.
have a worldwide vision and goal, so it would not behoove me to put my eggs in the basket of a person who doesn't
I
even
love it.
envision that for himself, because
If
he doesn't
not,
have that
they're
provision for
gonna be
himself.
stressed
I
out
don't
because
have
they
that
don't
for
know how to
me.
date a woman that say the word behoove. They're gonna be like, I can't be talking. He ain't in words. He gonna be so emotionally unstable because they already barely can
What
read.
was
And then,
what was the word earlier? What was the
oh
word
my
earlier?
God, prophylactic. I'm still fucked up off
Prophylactic.
that one. I had to write that
Okay.
down because I'm gonna look that up later. Let me segue.
That's condoms.
Start
Protect
on the
yourself.
love five because this one here, so her
No, but
intelligence
the
gonna
thing
make
is,
like
y'all, it's a show right now on Netflix called How to Be Rich. I don't know if y'all watch it, or How to Get Rich or something like that. And it's a lot of couples on there that they biggest issue was my idea of a rich life was not the same idea as his idea of a rich life. So I get, and I get what you're saying. That is a good point of, if you are a bus driver now, do you want to stay a bus driver, or do you want to be an owner, or do you plan on owning a transportation company? Because in the lifestyle, like you said, you booked a Rock Nation event, so you travel and do business. Maybe he can end up being a transportation travel agent, or it's your lifestyle is, it's a lot of different elements to it. It may be he's a chef, or it's a lot of different positions that
Mhm.
are related to your lifestyle, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Like,
Mhm.
it doesn't necessarily have to be somebody that's in the same field as you are, but it could still benefit you.
Right, and that's all I'm saying. So, like, it would not behoove me God damn it, let me stop. It would not be okay for me to like a person that it would not be okay for me to like a person that had a lot of money but was really cruel and uncaring.
Mhm,
I
mhm,
cares. So that's not what I'm saying. Like, this, what I'm talking about is not financially based. It's not, oh, he has to have a job. It is like, back to what I said, it is me observing how this man behaves with me in his life. Like, I even, like, with me saying that, I'm kind of like shocked that I even said this shit on the live, because I love to be around people and see how they act with me, see how they treat me before they know I'm somebody to act a way towards, or be some ways too. Because if once you be like, oh, she did what, she know who she, blah blah blah, and then it's like, oh, hey, like, no, that's fake. Don't, what we say here, don't become Jeffrey with me. Like, fuck all that. So no, I keep all that shit like very low under wraps. I'm very down to earth with how I move, but also I have to, like, what messed me up was I have these big important events that I'm going to, and I have men that I've been dating, but I got to call my friends and ask them, do they want to go?
Segue.
Well, I hate to interrupt you, but we've got our first caller for the night.
Come through.
mhm.
Okay, before you bring the caller on, I do want to address that comment that was on the screen because it is kind of important. Earlier, that guy has stated the broke question. After the caller, I do want us all to talk about that because every person does definitely have a definition differently of what broke is. Just like how everyone has different definition of rich. So that's the pin subject address after we talk to the caller. Hello, who is this?
Caller? Hello? The caller was on.
Yes, I just come to listen to your conversation. And what I was getting from is that man doesn't already come with the bag, then he's not necessarily compatible for some women.
Yeah, you said you're wanting to comment on that.
What's going on? I can't hear him.
He said that he basically wanted to make a comment about when if a man comes in and he's not making as much as the woman.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Caller, are you still there?
Okay, well, I believe that everybody in your life has a reason and a season. Now, if you don't give the man the season, you will never learn the reason. And just like if the person comes in, vice versa, if the man come in with the bag, then what necessarily do he need the woman for?
So do he got a hit in the season?
Of course.
No, I want to hear him say it because they only come around for a reason in a season.
I mean, I'm saying in general, people altogether.
I'm saying for the season, do he need to hit that season?
When it comes to women not coming in with the bag, when I was messing with them, but what I had to learn is, there's more than one way to gauge the person's compatibility. How compatible they are to you. They more
absolutely
money, but they moral competence off. What is it worth?
True.
Mm-hmm.
Visible. You know what I'm saying? They not family. So you got your bag can be up, but them 4 things alone right there, maybe he just don't want to mess with you.
No, that makes perfect sense. How old are you?
I'm 40.
So yes, because I just had heard you saying like if it was something else, because I think it does matter. I feel like that was an experienced answer. I don't think a younger person would have necessarily felt that way. So that's what made me ask. Right. Are you currently married?
No, I'm not.
Oh, okay. Have you ever been married?
I've been engaged, but I was still young and in the streets, and I couldn't leave the streets alone. I mean, I'm honest about my flaws. That's why what you're saying, I came from both sides. I've been the person with the bag, and I ain't saying you women. So when I say this, please don't take it off saying to y'all. But I know this to be a fact. The average person take income tax time out of their way, claiming kids, haven't even seen $10,000 of their own money at one time, and still living, still paying car notes, and still stuff like that. So to build this thought on a person that maybe just haven't had the chance to prove themselves, I mean, it's kind of, I ain't saying to none of y'all because I don't know you personally. It's a shallow thought.
So when you say the prove yourself, I'm curious as to what you mean as far as that. Like when you're saying it, what do you mean?
I think like this. I mean, all of us in some which way, shape, or form have been through some type of hard time. Now, I ain't saying sucker and just wait around forever for a person to get their stuff right. But if it's just they just need that chance, then maybe they need the right motivation. Maybe they need the right woman to help them guide them through that situation. It's like you can have all the things together yourself, but if you're mentally unstable, maybe the person is going to help you keep yourself mentally stable. While everybody's trying to pull you in every other which way. Because you have the money, everybody only call you because when they need to be bonded, when they need to go somewhere their kids. You know what I mean?
Now that's true. I got a question for you. And this is just me as a woman asking a man. So with the few things that you had just listed, I know that there are guys, for example, they usually open up with how when you're meeting them by buying you things, right? And then it's almost like a gaslight because then later they're like, well, I don't want to be just used for what I can do, but you open the door. My question to you is when you were saying like, okay, we'll give a man a chance and stuff like that, wouldn't you suggest that it would just be wiser for any person, man or female, to have their stuff ready to go for a person versus, like you said, having them deal with that because then it gives a false representation?
You know what? I'm going to say I'm 50% with you and then not, because if I truly like the woman I'm courting, I'm going to show her. I mean, it's that thing. I'm a firm believer because I've been let down so many times. That love word is so taboo. Like it don't. I'm gonna show you what I want you to feel. Of course, I'm gonna say it because I know everybody needs to hear like they're beautiful or thank you and I love you. It's just the kind of thing to say, but what's the word if there's no action behind it? You know what I mean? So yes, I'm gonna show you like, damn, Ma, you've been the one always giving to all these dudes. Let me give to you. Let me help you out in a car note or pay the car off. Let me help you with this mortgage. You know what I'm saying? Or get to the point to where you got to rent on. Let's get to where we are this mortgage. And no more renting. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do. I think that's awesome, actually.
You gotta show it back, and maybe it's not money that he needs. You know what I'm saying?
Are you currently single?
So no, I'm engaged now.
Oh, okay. Well, that's what's up.
Yay! That's beautiful.
That's really beautiful. So were you guys together for a little while, or was it someone you knew, or are you open to sharing a little bit of that? No? Okay. Hmm.
No, I couldn't hear you. What you say?
Oh, I'm sorry. I was saying, so with your person that you're engaged to, was this someone you've already known for a little while? I was just more so asking, how long were you actually dating her before you guys got engaged?
Well, make a short story long. I mean, I went through 3 relationships before I met her, and it's basically what y'all was saying. I just got used for what I could do.
Mm-hmm.
So when I met her, I was the guy y'all probably talking about. I was down, and it wasn't because I couldn't get money. I was mentally beat up.
Mm-hmm.
And she accepted me in that point in my life where I was. Now I'm back up. I'm bringing her for a long ride, and she always had her own money. So it wasn't about the money. It was that we both were going through situations with family, friends, and people around us, and we needed somebody mentally to lean on.
Mm.
Mm.
And we, going on 2 years, and we have our ups and downs, but I'll say we have more pluses than negatives.
I like that. I think that's so. Okay, I can work with it.
And
Are y'all engaged with a date, or y'all that far? I don't even want to necessarily date, but
I don't know the person who's doing the show.
What did you say? I'm sorry.
But I'm a firm believer in you don't have to sample the milk to know you want the cow.
So you don't have to. So you don't have to fuck on the first date.
You said what now?
You don't have to fuck on the first date.
Oh no, that shit been over with, man. That's a sucker shit.
Is it now? Let me hear your perspective. You're the only male on our podcast tonight, so let's hear your perspective of this.
My thing is this: the way you present it is the way I'ma treat it.
So if she presents it as fucking on the first date, then you treating it like what? She's a hoe?
Caller, we got some feedback.
I wouldn't necessarily say a hoe, but they let me know her track record is fairly easy to get into. This is not a limited team.
That makes sense.
Okay.
So basically, if she said that she felt special connection for you, you wouldn't believe that.
Well, that's when it comes in. It's like the word says, faith without works. You got to show me, because the only thing I'm thinking on my mind is how many other niggas got on the first night.
Yep, and we've heard that line before, so that's universal.
But still, I feel like just cause one can pull it off, like dudes have different games. So
look at it like this.
Or do
Go ahead.
No, I'm a firm believer. It goes both ways now. That's like if you get a dude on the first night, you ain't trying to give it up. You like, I'm cool, but he says, you ain't gotta give me the pussy, or you ain't gonna give it up. I'll eat the groceries, I eat you out, and we can go about our way. What you gonna think about?
I would know. I would feel away. I ain't gonna lie, because that's like this.
I would not want it. He could not like.
I'd be like, they be like, I don't even gotta here. I just want to come over and eat your booty, and it's just like, oh my god. So how many booties have you ate this week? Am I Thursday's booty? Like, what is that?
yeah. The first time I got my booty ate, I blocked him.
I'm not about to play with her.
Wait, you blocked him? Why? Wait.
You know what? This is actually it's perfect because it was like first encounter, first meet, first booty ate,
I'm
first
not about
block.
to play with
Like,
her.
it was.
Did he scare you?
Yes. But I still wanted to see what it'd be like. So I was like,
it good though?
no, I don't know. It was
How do you
stupid.
do it wrong?
I just thought it was stupid. Like,
I'm not about to.
because, okay, well, let me say this. This was all he wanted to do. This was it. That was it. We didn't have no other kind of sex. He just wanted to eat my booty. And so
Oh,
I'm like, okay,
he was
this is
so.
weird. At this point in my life, I never had it done before.
Thank you,
And I was
caller.
like,
Sorry, we didn't stress the caller out.
I do. At this point in my life, I never had it done before. And I was like, fuck it, let me see what's gonna happen. And um it was weird to me. And so I just blocked them as soon as I left.
I'm not gonna lie because since that's the only way y'all had sex and nobody else on here, I don't feel like had this night. Like, how do a talk before a booty eating session go?
Well, I was actually my tire was flat on the side of the road.
So you was bent it over?
Where-
Because I just want to know. Like, he ate it outside the car?
No. I
Oh,
just
okay.
it just like
How did
my
you
tire
meet
was
him?
flat. That's how I met him when my tire was
Shut
flat.
the
He
fuck
pulled up.
up.
Oh,
Talking
this
shit
is
here.
hey, stop out.
So this was
Stop
one of your
out.
first nighters then. This
Stop
was
out.
your first nighters?
Yeah.
Okay, fuck it then. Let's hear it. Let's hear this story.
So
This
my
is a safe
tire was
space,
flat.
by
I'm
the
like,
way.
damn. What am I gonna do? What am I gonna do? He pulled up in this dope ass car, and I was like, okay, he's nice. He got out. He was looking really nice. He kind of looked like LL Cool J. I was like, okay. So I was playing my damsel in distress. Then he was like, well, let's exchange numbers. And he was like, well, I don't live far. And, he just told me, like, I want to eat your booty. And I was like, oh, well, I ain't got nothing else to do, so let's go see. So I followed him to his house. I know that sounds dangerous, but it just is what it is. I followed him to his house,
It's a one.
and he wiped my ass down with a towel, and then he ate it.
Okay, let's talk about it. So was the towel wet?
Yes, he wiped warm, wet soap towel, wiped down the crack of my
The
ass.
warm, wet soap towel eat.
Mm-hmm.
So did you get the tire change?
So like, okay, but
Yeah,
you was like,
it fixed my tires. Like, yeah, that's why I let him do it. Like, I guess I don't know.
Well, that was the payment. That was the payment for the.
I'm thinking, yeah, I can change my tire. You can come and just lick my rim. So you let him lick your rim shot. You gave him a rim shot. Hey, I don't know. I think you are epic tonight. You have epic stories. You are an epic member.
I'm just being honest. So
Like, you can't be mad though. And then no offense to you, but this right here is why dudes be mad when I don't want to let them hit. And they be like, it's okay, because I got a bitch that's gonna let me hit. Because god dang it. But this was my real question. So when you was like you didn't like it. So my question is, so because he did that on the first day, like old boy was saying, did it make you wonder like who else he did that to too?
absolutely, I'm like this. Yeah, absolutely.
So is it the fact that you didn't like it, or you just didn't want it from him anymore because you questioned if he did it to multiple people before?
Right.
Like,
I think it was both. It was both.
So then how come you bent yours over? I love it.
You can be an indiscriminate ass eater.
I think it's cute though.
Yeah.
You have to have parameters.
Did you put your leg up on the chair?
I was just like bent over the couch, like
I love
on
it.
the end.
And he was back there talking about.
He was moaning, and that was another. He was moaning while he was doing it. I was like, ew, I was just turned off completely.
Yeah, no, that is very understandable. I actually am sorry you had to experience that. Wow.
Yeah, I am too. I mean, how do you fuck up something that's already fucked up?
I mean, she got her tire changed.
She did get her tire changed though.
I
feel
that's
one up for you. That's one up for
you. You gotta always bring in the positive in the situation.
And then so the real question though, I need to know now is, okay, so he did that. Do that count as a body, y'all?
No.
He didn't penetrate her, so that don't count as her body.
But sex is sex, so is that a body?
No. She said no.
I bet you he counted his body. He put that body in his mouth.
He's standing on hers. No.
Oh Lord.
I mean, I never counted it.
What was I gonna say? I'm gonna segue real quick and remind everybody this is Love Live and this is a safe space. Tonight's subject, which is about to change here in a second, originally was dating and having sex on the first date or within your first encounter. So you can feel free to call 816-398-8229. We're actually about to venture into another subject because I want to venture into the being broke subject. So earlier, someone had placed a comment and was basically asking us, what does it exactly mean to be broke? And because there's different ladies on here with different perspectives, I do want each one of us to individually discuss our version of broke. I'm gonna go with myself first. For me, what being broke is, it says my thing is, what's the definition of being broke? Hopefully you are still here. My definition of being broke is when you work, but I don't know where your money's going. So when it's time for you to put in towards something, you don't have any. So it's like, I haven't dated broke guys, but then they're broke in the situation. And it's like, okay, you've gotten up to work. Where's the money? Where is it at? That's my definition, because I feel like I'm not dating anybody that doesn't have work ethic. So it's not a question of what you're doing. It's where is the income going? And a lot of times I don't know what that may be. That's my definition. And then the bum definition for me is a dude that doesn't want to be more than the bare minimum of his life. And his excuse is that he doesn't know how to be more. Like, I feel like a larger amount of women are willing to thrive to get ahead of the basic vibration, but there are some men that aren't, and they're content with being that the bum level that they're at. I don't like that.
Yeah.
Broke to me is I agree with Amber's comment down there, when you just don't have enough money to take care of yourself. Whatever, I mean, your basic needs like transportation, feeding yourself, your toiletries, and your housing, and all of that stuff.
Broke is
That's
an app that lets you get half your check before payday.
Oh, that's judgmental. Like,
That's
I
that.
got called judgmental because I have a well thought out dating method to protect
no.
my.
I said don't be judgmental.
No, not you, in the comments. In the
Yeah,
comments.
in the comments,
Oh,
They
okay.
was on
broke
me.
the app.
Goddamn. So
I need to read them.
shit. Cause I bet you if I get on Facebook again talking about my heart broke, y'all gonna be like, well, why you didn't choose better? So I got methods to make sure I choose better, motherfucker. How about that?
Mhm.
Yeah,
It's always our fault.
yeah. So a bus, women pick men like they daddy, and if he isn't there, y'all pick what y'all see on TV. Well, I had a daddy, so unfortunately, I'm gonna go with the first answer.
Yeah, I'm definitely with somebody like my daddy.
It
Hmm.
matters. Usually your daddy is your first love. And then unfortunately, if you didn't get a sample of a good father, then you just don't get a good dose of the first love, which taints your love visual. So now you have to go out and paint an image of what it's supposed to be. And then you're right, the influences can come from locations that are, I like to call fairy tales. Because to me, I ain't gonna lie, growing up, I was Cinderella. I was adopted. I just knew Prince Charming was coming. Every Prince
Mhm.
Charming comes, he come with a few issues. So
I
I
was
feel like
trying to be Martin and Gina.
I was going, oh, baby, I would love to be Martin and Gina. I want that to be,
Hmm.
that's my dream wedding. I just want to take one person because my parents are passed and we just get married on the beach and be done with it. That's like the most
Look,
beautiful wedding.
but even like even with that, I think I love the fact that y'all brought up the fairy tale part of it, because we have to really enter into the reality, and it brings it full back in full circle to observing what someone is willing to do, how they're willing to treat you, how they court you, all of those different things. Because it in the reality of it, and what changed my mind and what really made me be like, no, you need to like drop this whole rotation, like draft weekend, look, free fucking agent to the rest of the summer, be outside. Because like I have this big event to go to, and like I said, I hit up a friend instead of, but I'm dating.
Mm.
Why? But I'm dating, and I'm sitting up here trying to come up with excuses like, okay, so back to the initial conversation. Okay, so have I been dating this man enough to have sex with him? Should I be getting ready to like, because I've dealt with that, because like I do have a very high feeling about myself, so I'm not just gonna be the dude and fuck on him. And like it's been guys that like, oh, I really liked them, but another girl was willing to fuck first, and now that's the girlfriend, or
Yeah.
that's the girl on the Facebook.
Right. Segue.
Let me ask a question. Do you feel like the caliber of woman you are, the men who match your caliber or you feel like match your caliber, do you feel like they are even looking your way?
Me or
Hey,
Envion?
I hate to cut you off, but
Oh, we
we
have
actually have a caller.
Uh,
let Envion answer the question. Well, who is you asking?
envy, envy on you.
Um, I attract at any moment of any day. So it is not really an issue of attraction. It is an issue of entertainment and
Mm.
who I was entertaining. And like I said,
So do
because
you
I
have
have this big event that I'm planning for, and my first thought is, oh, let me hit up one of my homegirls. But I was planning on having sex with the person. I was going to invite you into my body, but I don't want to invite you to an event. Whoa, future
yeah,
self had to pop in and
that's
be
right.
like, tap yourself on the shoulder. That shit don't make no fucking sense. And so now I'm not dating anyone. Like I just cleared my roster because I observed their lifestyles and realized that it is not compatible with what I have going on and what I'm trying to do and where I see myself going.
Hey, caller.
Caller?
Hello.
Hello,
Hello.
what's going on?
Hello. How are you doing today?
I'm doing good. How y'all doing?
We doing good. Which subject would you like to comment on?
Oh, I just came to vent,
Oh, okay. Well, go ahead. What's going on?
and I think I fell in love, man.
Is that a bad thing?
Why is that bad, right?
You said what?
Is that a bad thing or a good thing?
I don't know. It feels like a bad thing because it got me scared.
What's I understand a bunch of ways, but what about it has you scared?
I ain't never felt like that before. Feel like, like I'm unprotected, like I'm vulnerable.
Do you feel like she's safe enough to share this feeling with for you?
That's what I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like that's a scary thing. You feel me? Like how can I trust it? You feel me?
Can you tell her?
Can I what?
Can you tell her? Like, have you told her how you feel?
Yeah, she told me like that's how she feel about me, but I don't know like how to return that to her. Like put my feelings in the words and shit.
So they just say what you just said to us.
Oh, that's it.
That's really it. I think
Yeah.
it really is it. I know it seems like it's so much more because so many things make you feel that way, but it literally is just as simplistic as that. And crazily, I think that you guys,
Crazily. I think she made up a new word, Envy. Crazily.
crazy, like, and I do feel like if you, you could tell me if I'm wrong in this department, but I do feel like if you're open to being vulnerable enough to tell her all that you said, that actually would benefit. So being like, I'm in love with you, but I'm just a little scared. That's a vulnerable point to allow for her to protect your heart. If she's in love with you and she's already let you know that, and then you in return let her know, now y'all are actually sinking to a new level. And then sharing that vulnerability is going to allow for her to continue to protect you and your heart because she already loved you. So it's actually beautiful. And I think that so many men feel this way, but don't express it to their woman. And then when we start to get this rawr and act away because we already feel that way, y'all don't know how to handle it, but it's because we're really missing you being vulnerable with us.
All right, so how you do that without her like thinking you like a bitch or something? Like
So I feel like being a bitch is not doing
No, no, no,
it.
no.
You must know
so it's
that's
like
being bitch. So keep in mind, loving a woman is the sweetest and most masculine energy to have. And I feel like it's been personified to be lovey-dovey is a simp move. To be sweet and to be, what's the word? Chivalrous, that's a bitch move. And it's not. The woman that is basically about to vow to give everything she's ever known to you and you love her, how is that a bitch move? You get what I mean? Like, I think that's one of the things that in the player ways and in the negative mindsets that have been poured into y'all to where you feel like it's bitch, but it's not. I think it's only that way if you view it that way, because it's not going to be viewed that way to her at all. Go ahead and be
right. Yes, like loving is easy, right? It is one of the, so go where the ease thing. A lot of times we add complications and we make it hard, but loving is easy because we all come from love, right? Or in a, it's a lot of explaining in that, and I won't even go on that tangent. But the baseline, I believe, we all come from love, and that is source is love, and so loving is easy. It is so easy to love a person. So if you love her, tell her.
Well, I got a question, caller. What, where do you get the perception that you letting her know that you love her makes you feel weak, or who, like, why would you think that?
From right.
I don't know, because like the shit made me scared. Like, made me scared.
How old are you?
How old are you?
25.
Okay.
Oh my God.
That's beautiful, but that would explain why.
Yeah, at 25 is very, very young to actually be able to fall in love too, as well. Take it one day at a time and be with a life experience.
And I think that's more reason to actually tell it, because with you being young, but I feel like knowing that feeling, y'all will grow together. So it's a great thing to share, because it's like it takes some men, like it was a 40-year-old caller on prior to you, but he's engaged. So it's like it may take some people forever to feel the feeling that you're feeling now. And the worst thing I feel like could happen is you losing that shot from her, because if, like you said, she expects her feeling first. That ain't saying, oh, well, I need to love her because she loves me. But if you do now feel like that, this is a beautiful moment to synchronize. So for like now, you're about to be on a level playing field, on the same page, on the same chapter. Y'all can literally move forward. Versus one of the scares that us women really do have is, where do we stand? It's way more women on this planet that wonder where we stand when dealing with a man than men do. So if nothing else, that's like a mature opportunity for y'all to go wherever y'all are gonna go. Like, I love you, you love me. Look, this is what we gonna do, and then y'all go for it. So I think, I think that's amazing, and I'm with them. I agree that you should just take it one day at a time. And Miss No Meals, I definitely know you would like to go ahead and share your insight with them too.
Well, I was just thinking, if she already expressed herself that she's in love with him, that it's definitely important for him to express it back, because she needs to know the feeling is mutual. Reciprocation is everything in a relationship, because you don't want to feel like you pouring and pouring and pouring into a person and they not giving anything back to you. So let her know, that you, like she said, tell her what you told us. I love you, but I'm scared. I want to see where it goes, and hopefully it's happily ever after.
Caller, where are you calling from? Can I ask where you calling from?
Orlando.
Orlando?
Yeah.
I think you got our host over here crying. Did I see tears?
Yeah, man, because that's and I think it takes some real strength. And I think that the generation that's behind us, I just find them to be amazing. Like, they do things and they bring it. And it's amazing there. Like, it takes a lot. Like, he was willing to call into a panel of women and share that he's in love with a woman. That is a big deal. And in our generation, this would look like simping. But in reality, it's like, nah, man, I got a shorty. I feel beautiful. Like, and I just want to know how to present this without looking like a weak ass dude, because I feel like a strong dude. And I really appreciate that. Like, I think that is what people miss. So versus him going and listening to his boys, they're like, man, you a big the things he's worried about. He said, nah, I'm going to go talk to some women and see. I think that matters. Like, that's a beautiful thing. It just messed with me, because it's just like, dang, like, I don't even think that generation's women know what they got in some of them guys, because it is
oh yeah,
guys in that lower generation.
Yeah.
They might want to chill out because cougar year coming. And I'm looking.
Hello.
I know. You
Right
said
now,
you said you're 25. You about to get you a 40-year-old over here.
I'm trying to tell it. You better know it.
How old is? Hey, caller. So how old is your girl?
She 30.
How's she 30?
Oh, it's beautiful. It's beautiful.
Tell you?
Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it, Daniel. Don't do it. I'm not even even gonna do that. Last time I talked to a man like that, all my shit fell off the wall.
No, but for real, caller. Yeah, you do. You just it's really that simple. Just keep it honest with her. And if you keep it honest with her and you let her know how you feel, I mean, I feel like she'll protect your heart, especially if y'all on the same level, and make sure you're fine. You're fine.
I agree. The comment says, caller, just be honest, no filter. Your feelings will be okay no matter the outcome. She deserves to know how you feel. She has already expressed her feelings to you. And I think that is part of it. Because honestly, I feel like if anything, and this is just me guessing, but I feel like you would probably have felt like this B word persona if you were the one that felt this way first and she hadn't said it, because then it would be like, well, I'm in love with her and I don't know if she's in love with me and I don't want to say it and come off like that. But because she's already opened her heart to you, I feel like you should feel more comfortable because it's like that feeling's already there. So it's not a more of a question. Wondering where she stands. You know where she stands. So if anything, it's giving her that security, because one of the things like we discuss a lot is the levels of security: emotional security, financial security, and physical security.
Right.
This will be providing her emotional security to know the man I love loves me too. And then y'all can now discuss what love looks like for y'all so that y'all can be covered in all of the areas that you need to be covered in to actually feel love. Because even though you in love with her, that still you may not love her in the area she needs. So y'all still need to discuss it, but y'all have to get there to even be able to discuss it.
So are y'all together in love? Or y'all, what's the status of y'all relationship? And before you answer that, I want to say you might want to let her know, because I feel like a woman moves a little bit differently when she knows a man loves her. Like you earn a different level of respect, I feel like.
And the coochie's different.
Yeah. Yes, it is.
Once a man in love with me, baby, the coochie different. I'm actually a little more limber. If prior to being in love,
you can touch you can grab your ankles, Delia.
Oh, baby, it get real flexible. They don't even be knowing what happened. It's like a light switch happened. All of a sudden, all of this, the leg don't go back here. Now it's back there.
Oh yeah, caller. You might want to tell her you love her then.
I'm not about to play with her.
You might want to hang up the phone and tell her,
I want to hang
baby,
up.
I love you, so your leg can be behind your head.
I'm not about to play with her. No, stick it on my.
Tell her to grab her ankles because you love her.
Okay. So what they say, grab your ankles if you love me. It's terrible. No, I do want to hear their status though, because it do matter. Oh no. Did we lose you, caller?
No. What's up?
What's the status of y'all relationship?
We just friends.
Oh wait, y'all just friends or y'all?
Yeah. Oh, you fucking.
How long have you been knowing her?
Since 2015.
Since 2015.
2016.
2016.
Have
y'all ever been in a committed relationship with each other at all?
Yeah, before, but like it didn't work out. Like we grew apart, but then like we came back on like don't nobody make her feel the way I make her feel and shit.
No, that's right. Put down that.
Okay, so now y'all friends. Like, do you plan on talking to her and going to the next level and letting her know how you feel?
So what's the next level? Like, let her know how I feel.
You in love with her.
You in love with her. So the next level is if y'all tried this before. This is my thing. If y'all tried this before and somebody keeps coming back to you, obviously it's something there that keeps drawing y'all to each other. So you got to really kind of figure out what that is. You said that you and her, tried to work it out before and it didn't work. But it's obviously something there that keeps drawing both of you all back to each other, to be in each other's space and each other's energy. And it's really true. It's always like if it's meant to be, it'll come back to me. You let something go that you love, and if it comes back to you, it means so much more. So
Right.
if she's come back to you so many times and you're going back to her so many times, then y'all got to figure out, y'all got to really open up to each other, because she might have left before because she didn't know how much you really loved her. And that could have been something that could have really saved the relationship at the beginning. So you do have to most definitely open up to her and be honest with her to let her know that you love her. And this time it's for keeps. Like, y'all gonna always be friends, because clearly if you came back around, you can hold the friendship, clearly. But as far as the relationship goes, if you love her, then you need to be honest with her and tell her that, so you can save the relationship and you don't have to keep going back and forth and in and out of the relationship.
Does he love her at a relationship level? Like, even though he's in love with her, he still could. Like, do you love her at the level of wanting to be with her? Because that matters. Like, could you be with her, or what? It's like, that coochie good. Collar. You there? Collar, is the coochie good?
I do.
I'm just saying. I just want to know, is the coochie good? Collar. Like, could that be your coochie? Are you in love with her or the coochie? Oh, damn. We're going to read the comments. To the caller, only stick it out if she's only entertaining you. Because if she runs to the streets and come back home, she's using you as a safe haven.
You got to know who broke up with who. We don't know who broke up with who, because the caller left us.
Yeah, the caller left us.
But here's my thing, and I just really want us, like, so this is a safe space, and let's keep it real. Not all the time that we back and forth, we can't leave each other alone means that we need to be together.
Well, you don't go back to Aquariuses. Everybody know that.
Well, and not if it's toxic. That's why we didn't get into the chance to ask him what was the reason of the breakup as far as that. But right, no, I agree, most definitely agree with you. We don't go back and forth if it's toxic at all.
Yeah, because I think that it makes it toxic is the going back, if you think about it, because they be bad for you, but it's like you can't. I don't know. It's like you
not
can't.
Necessarily. Like I went back to somebody because they went to school, and they went to school from out of town. We just didn't do the long distance thing, and then when they came back, we got back together.
Got you.
So that's what I'm saying. Not toxic. I'm not saying because we cuss each other out every day and then we break up and then we get back together.
I think I'm back. Caller, are you back?
Yeah, I'm back.
Okay, so there's a comment that says you're 25 and you don't fully understand what you're feeling. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, that's true. Shit, I'm a black man. We ain't really taught how to deal with this shit.
So with that being stated, and you knowing her as long as you have, with you not being taught how to feel it, but you genuinely feeling it, do you trust your feelings, at least since they're for her, versus someone else?
Well, I just try to just trust God in the situation. That's all I really got. So, like, that's what I like. I'm focused on, for real.
And then you said since you weren't taught that, do you at all take the time to watch any married men's podcasts or just anything like that to help for a man's side to assist with that? Because I do hear that a lot, like that y'all weren't taught so many things, but I feel like it's almost a crutch statement because now y'all aren't trying to be the things y'all don't know how to do versus trying to get knowledge and being more empowered in these departments.
Well, I don't really like listening to men on podcasts. Like, them niggas, like, and they talk to them. And
say that again. That them niggas what?
Like, huh?
I didn't get to hear you. You said that you don't listen to men on the podcast for what reason?
They feminine as hell.
So when you say they feminine, what do you mean? Because I'm talking about married men. Like, I feel like as a single guy, If you talk listen to single guys that have no goals of being married but you're wanting to be married, you'd be misled. But if you're a single guy listening to married men that are basically in the position you're trying to get in, which puts me back to when we was in school and the teacher's like, you getting where I'm trying to go, so it's like you would be getting where they're trying to go. How do they come off as feminine if they're where you're trying to go?
Oh, I ain't trying to get married.
Oh damn. Why not?
Wait,
No, pause. We gotta know why not.
How do you come to that decision at 25?
And why you in love and don't want to be married? I really want to know what happened because it could be a reason.
In love with somebody and not be married to them? I think.
Yeah. But what's your relationship goal then?
Lando, they watch must be different.
Somebody that's like, you can have real love with a motherfucker and not want to be married to him.
So I got a question then. Are you and the girl that you're in love with in a current relationship?
He said no, they're just friends.
Oh, okay, that's right. They are just friends. So you don't want to be in a relationship with her. Are y'all sleeping with each other currently?
Nah.
Do you want to sleep with her?
Nah.
Have you slept with her before?
I ate a pussy before.
What are you in love with about her then? I'm just curious.
Shit, when I look at her, shit, I see like the God in her. So that's why.
So then what about marriage doesn't make you want it? It's contradicting.
Contradicting.
So it sounds to me like you found, what potentially could be your wife. You've dealt with her, you trust her. I get you haven't pursued her. When you see her, you see this beauty. You you haven't done much with her. So it honestly sounds like it could be possibly a pure get together. But you're saying you don't want that. So I was just curious. It's not a bad thing, but I was just wondering what led the feeling of you not wanting to be married. Like, was it a situation you saw with like a family member or parents, or do you feel like society just marriage ain't good? Like, what's your reason as to why you don't want that? Because you're right, like they said, you are only 25 and have already decided that at such a young age. What made that the decision?
Oh, that meant like marriage. Like, I don't think like you gotta sign a contract to show your love for somebody like for the rest of your life. You feel me?
Mm-hmm. I understand that.
That's really it.
But do you want to show your love with her for the rest of your life? So is it more so like a in love, a best friend type thing?
Yeah.
So
like I like die for her type shit.
You said you would die for her?
It's like it's like that kind of love, like more than a friend, but less than like wife.
He actually is making it very frustrating because it's almost
Hey,
how
beloved,
there's no,
holler. Let me talk to you. Let me holler at you because
I mean,
first of all, I'm just when you said the age, the mama and me got to do with math, which means you was 18 and this was a grown woman that you were interested in and pursuing. Is that correct in my assumption?
I mean, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I was
So in a lot of these questions, they're very necessary. They're very real questions, and I'm so glad that you felt like this is a safe space because it is a safe space for you to come and talk to us. But I just want to maybe speak to you just on a person to person heart kind of level, and just ask like, so who in your life like that is older than you or just in a different position than you that you speak with that you deal with on a regular basis?
I don't really talk to nobody but God for real.
Okay, so my first thing that I would say is maybe get someone that's going to talk to you directly back because that's helpful. And I don't even say that to be funny or in a joking way. Like it is um very needed and necessary to have someone who's a mentor. So one of our returning panelists who's not here because we're doing ladies night, his question is, what's your relationship with your mother? And that's a very good question. So
That's a good question. Yeah.
What's your relationship with your mother or a female caregiver, a maternal figure? Do you have one in your life?
Yeah, like all of the like the relationships with the women in my family, it's all love with them. It's all good.
So it's all good. So what
We're
does
just
that?
wondering about the woman that vetted you into being a munch. We was trying to figure out like how did you get to that point?
So and that's so harsh. That's so harsh. Um,
I'm
no,
serious. I'm serious
I
because I didn't
really
think about none of that. But when you said
what I would advise you to
30
do,
and 80,
honestly, because you are so young, and look, the human brain, you have a baby brain, right? A freshly developed 25-year-old brain, and I want you to make the
I want
best
to answer the question.
decisions that you can possible, and maybe that comes along with some good male mentorship and some people older than you that care about you, that don't want to get sexual favors from you, that will speak with you and just let you kind of bounce these ideas off of, because it sounds like you're kind of in a infatuation kind of thing, that we're just kind of, we're beguiled by this older woman, and we're young and we just feel like we having these feelings,
And it
but
tastes
like,
good
honey, it yeah, it's
first
not,
date.
it's
Wait,
not
so
green, it's red right now, babe, and I just want you to make better choices and have better decisions.
I like it. I just want to know how did that go with the munch part?
How to work up.
With with the
I mean,
box when you ate the
I
box.
since she sucked my dick.
Oh, so y'all got oral sex. There we go. Focus. So, did this been happening? Because y'all are friends with benefits, but you fell for her? That ain't a
Okay.
negative. I'm just saying, like, basically, in the midst of y'all, because you know how people sleep with each other, and then the first thing they say is, we don't want to catch feelings. So, y'all caught the feelings as sneaky links, or?
I mean, we both love each other. That's what it is.
so you think y'all gonna both love each other throughout this lifetime, and then you end up what, meeting somebody else, and y'all grow apart, or y'all, like, I'm confused on where the
Or you want to
what
find someone else to munch on? How did
you
that
want
go?
to you want to find somebody else, or you just want to stay with her?
And is there a dude list of munch
I
dudes?
don't want to. Huh?
Are you looking for somebody else?
I mean, if it happens, I mean, I don't look at it like we in a relationship though. Like if she find like somebody else, I guess.
Okay, so you tell her you love her, and then what do you expect? Like, you just want her to know that, and y'all just continue like nothing. I mean, like y'all been doing. I mean, what you
That,
know?
and did you hit on the first night? Because that was one of the topics. So let's vent about that. Did you eat that the first night?
Nah, it wasn't the first night.
Was it second?
Not even. It was like a couple months.
So y'all just been playing a game since 2016?
No, I mean, you got to figure out what y'all got to both figure out what y'all really want. Let's back up. Regardless of whether you 25, 20, 25, or 35 or 45, at some point, y'all both got to sit down and talk about what you really want in
Right.
the relationship to go. So whether you love her, whether you in love with her, whether she loves you and she's in love with you, y'all got to both be honest with each other and say what your expectations are for a relationship, with the kind of relationship that you want with her. If it's just truly a deep friendship that that you have for her, and that's what you want, then just be honest about that and say, I'm in love with you. I love you to the extent of a friendship, or I love you that I want to go to the next level with you. But y'all both really got to sit down and decide what it is that y'all both want in this whole situation, because she may love you the same way, and y'all may not have to go to a whole relationship, a whole full-fledged committed relationship, and y'all be able to stay best friends and come back and forth and have sex time and time again, or maybe not. But I think the best thing to do is to
Yeah,
go go straight to her and don't be scared. Just be honest. Go straight to her and tell her what it is, how you feel, and then y'all need to determine what the next step is in your friendship or relationship.
Mm-hmm.
And don't get her pregnant. I'm just saying, you don't want nothing serious. What's more serious than a baby?
Say that.
I don't know.
Because they're constantly preaching how they don't want nothing serious. I don't want to be married, but knocking people up and having, you know. So if you having sex with her, just pull out, wrap it up. Don't get her pregnant.
All right, I got you.
I love that.
Hey,
Can't get her pregnant using his tongue. That's just true. You trying to get the coochie by saying you love her. That's what it is.
he already got the coochie.
He ate it.
Yeah, but he already. He's not
He
ready.
just ate it. He just ate it. And it's a reason he didn't get it.
He has. I was about to say that he hasn't had any life experience to truly know what he really wants. His love for her is for existence. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I was saying. It seems more like you're dealing with an infatuation than an actual being in love with someone's situation. Because
And he may not have.
being in love can be built off of mutual feelings, respect, and experiences. If you don't have that going, then that's not love. It is something else.
Because
I
trust
wish
me,
we
it's a
could
girl
talk
out
to
there.
her.
It's a girl out there. Her pussy way wetter than that one.
You know what?
I'm just saying. I mean, I'm just saying. Damn.
Is she pressing the issue for a relationship? Does she want to be in a committed relationship with you?
She probably the next girl gonna make all kind of noise.
I'm not. I don't feel like that's the problem. It sounds like they making them noises.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah, they got the noises mastered. Shit. It's about commitment. But I feel like I was listening and I'm, and you analyzing it. And it is a possibility to be in love with someone, but never view marriage because everybody doesn't take marriage as an option. And like he said, because I know that I had my spiel for a while about how I felt about marriage on the paper side versus just the last name or just actually deciding we're going to be together and not needing government affiliation. So I do understand that, but I feel like, there are also people that I feel like say that as an excuse to not have to do it. Not saying he's that, but so I just want to make sure that he's aware that having the communication open and understood will help for everybody to know where they stand. Caller, well, what if the lady wants to be married and you don't?
I'm not getting married.
You said you're not who?
I'm not getting married.
Oh, okay. So because you know that, and what if women decided to no longer like do it because we want to do it in the marriage? Would you be okay with that?
Yeah, I mean, I'm cool with that. You know what I'm saying? Like me personally, I value my relationship with God more than anything. So ain't
Do you?
Like,
okay, pause. We want to pause.
Just to do it.
Which God?
Huh?
Which God? Just curious, if I may. Which God do you are you there? Thank you, MBI. Which God you're talking about?
The God in him.
Yeah.
Is that what he said?
Which
God? Which God are you we talking about?
The one inside of me.
Oh. Well, all right. And so
another question. What's the last book you read?
The Bible.
I'm not about to play with Miss O. I'm not about to play with her.
You said what, caller?
I said I ain't never read about.
What book? What's the last book that you did read? What books are you reading? Are you reading?
Nah.
Okay.
He ain't reading, he eating. He told you that.
Beloved, it just really seems like, there's so much that you can do to enrich yourself in your mind. And I would recommend some books, some reading,
Okay,
to be
pause. He might not can read. What do he do for a living? What do you do for a living?
Bus driver.
Are you a bus driver?
Nah,
No, I'm joking.
Are you a school bus driver?
no.
Where do you work? Because you in Orlando. We up here in Kansas City. We doing the best we
I'm a retired veteran.
okay.
Are you in a wheelchair? You 25.
Nah.
Okay, caller. I'm gonna give you a book to read, and then I need you to call us back next Sunday. I need you to call. I'm gonna give you an assignment.
Oh shit. She gonna be like, well, wait a minute. You read?
You said he didn't read. You said you didn't have no books to read, right?
I don't read books.
Why?
You choose not to read books. It's not that you don't have books that you like to read.
I feel like the shit that I can get in the book, I can just talk to somebody and get that knowledge.
But you don't even talk to nobody. You talk to God.
That's all the knowledge I need.
Okay, listen. Okay, let's back
Even
up.
God wrote a book.
Back up. So, like I said,
I'm not about to
You
play
gon-
with
you
this
gon-
no meal.
you gonna call us back next Sunday, right? Right?
She said even God wrote a book.
Wait,
I'm about to play with her. I wish Star would have been on here for that.
listen,
Star would have been like,
wait. So, caller, you gonna call us? We gotta give you a name.
well,
If
you
gonna
gotta
call
give
back,
first of all, Danielle, you gotta give him an audible.
no,
He don't read.
no. Okay, it comes in the audible too.
Thank you.
But I need you to.
To him.
It comes. The book comes in the audible. But we gotta know that you gonna at least attempt to read the book and come back and share with us something out the book.
I want to know, did you ask her to eat the box or did it just happen?
What'd you say?
What the hell she said?
The book. Are you gonna read the book?
What's the name of the book?
The name of the book is The Way of the Superior Man.
I ain't reading that shit.
Oh man. Okay.
Well, look it up on YouTube and see if somebody else read it.
All right, and then ask your old lady if she read it. Shit. All right. Well, it was a pleasure. We thank you for calling. Thank you for coming and giving your insight. And we about to talk about you a little bit when you hang up. Cool. Okay, this matters. And I don't want to negatively say anything. I just want to bring up the reality that, unfortunately, there are guys that will be in love with you and feel you and all of that and still don't want the things that you want. And I think that this is another reason why it is so important for us to really talk to them about like where they want to go with things. Because like he said, like that's still some time, at least for the 30-year-old lady from 25 to 30 dealing with this guy. And we all at least usually want the same thing. Because I do know that there are women that don't want to be married.
Where's Ashton Kutcher?
Go ahead.
She wasn't fucking him though. Like,
Where's Ashton Kutcher? Where's Ashton Kutcher?
she didn't like him.
Because that had to be a prank call.
It appears that this young man is very lost, and that might have been why Shotty was just letting him lick up on it and not hit it, because you don't want to miss all that week through, because you don't have knowledge of self. You don't have knowledge of something higher than you, outside of you. You don't have nothing you particularly interested in.
It also sounds like she got him right before he went to the army. And now he retired. And she looking like, yeah, it's a no. And
yeah, like, he's in the friend zone.
Get my benefits.
He's in the friend zone.
Yeah,
and this is why I say we as women, we have to stop dating potential, because she might have seen this man at 18, going into the military, and he has the potential, but you get to asking questions. This man don't read. This man don't have no mentors. This man don't have no beliefs higher than himself. So, and back to how are you going to provide anything for a woman?
But I also think the most important thing that he say was that he wasn't taught the feelings that he has. So I feel like that does matter. And I guess, that's also
Exactly.
what makes it the safe space, because it is a big deal to, like, I mean, if anybody, that would be us as well. If we encounter a feeling we've never experienced, no one's talked to us about it, and then we currently have no one, or don't at least feel safe enough to talk to someone about it, but you're experiencing it, it is like, where do I go from here? I'm
Yeah,
dealing
he
with
need he needs some male guidance though too, but he needs
right.
some real mature male guidance.
And I don't think, like he said, a man ain't trying to hear that.
This
Like
is
he
a
said,
whole damn movie.
they
You
hear
want to
other
talk about
men.
feelings? This is how serious I am about talking about feelings and getting in touch with them. We got a whole goddamn chart that I keep easily accessible. So we can talk about some feelings. If you don't understand feelings, we can go over definitions. We can talk about what it looked like, how it act like. We can act the shit out.
Beyond,
Okay?
I would come knock the fans off your wall just to make you get rid of that chart. What is that?
No, this is necessary, my love.
What is that? No, hold it back up.
Well, not for your dates.
It's for a mood meter.
On a
It's
scale from 1 to 10, how
it is-
painful is it?
Oh, okay, pause. Because I would love to know if this is his woman. I'm not gonna ask her, but somebody put, girl, he's never been in the army. Like, that's his lady, and she like, first the fuck of all, that nigga's a bum. That's what I get out of that.
Oh.
This baby is a little slow. Tell him to have a good night.
He just needs some guidance. He really needs some guidance.
Yeah, guidance is very necessary.
Yeah, like he really sounds like he needs some male guidance, some mature male guidance.
But again, like I was saying, I don't feel like he wants it. Because remember, like when we were asking him just even about like watching us guys, he said that comes off as feminine. So if you don't want to hear about men that, have some understanding, because that's even like our guy that we would have on the podcast, Bam. If Bam is going to get on a pod and he going to give his spiel of masculine energy, but the caller views that as feminism, then he's going to take a loss every time.
Yeah.
So I also want the advice.
Well, if he's not even, he has to he has to figure out his own what he wants too. Mm-hmm. Because even when I offered the book, you don't even want to actually make any changes.
I ain't gonna read that shit.
Yeah, you're not even gonna make any changes. His mind is so shut off that you're not even open to try new things to get new results.
And he gave a real generic answer about like his relationship with his mama. He like, yeah, we cool. The women in my life, we good.
All the emotions and feelings ain't near one fine, okay, and good. So,
yeah, we almost needed to ask him what was his relationship with his father too.
Right, because that mattered. But I feel like heard it a little bit, when he was like, nobody talked to him about it. I instantly got, well, then that means the dad must not have been around. And then unfortunately, because so many of our African-American people are literally healing from our childhood. It's like we're living through a childhood that now in adulthood, we have to heal from, all while still pursuing people. So you got him healing from his childhood, not mature enough to discuss with anybody, now going through feelings of adulthood and don't know what to do with them. It's a lot. That's a lot. Like, that's a lot in itself. And he's still a black man. So he's still got to be a black man and now a retired. Yeah.
And the mental side effects of the army if he ever went.
It's just
right.
And then
it's a lot that's going on there. And I hold compassion and empathy for him in the situation. And I just hope, like I said, you got a baby adult brain, because the brain doesn't develop until
baby adult brain.
Adult brain. Yeah, because you have to have some type of adult brain to be in the military. Let's just be honest.
A man child.
Well, no,
because the military makes you grow up real fast.
Thing like the adult human brain does not develop until the age of 25, 28 if there's any neurodivergence. So a lot of us
and that's for women.
When you get into your 30s, you're just now finally being an adult with a fully developed adult mind.
Right.
But look at how much life you've lived from 18 to 28,
or ain't lived
to 30, or
ain't lived. Because think about it, and I only say that, and I am gonna get into wrapping up because we're approaching that time. The reason I say ain't lived is because if you truly think about it, from 18 to about 28, depending on what you did, if you were in college, you might not have did a lot. Cause like I know I got a good friend who's about to graduate with her master's degree, and these last about 10 or 11 years, she ain't did a lot because she been in and out of school. So keep in mind you'll meet people at certain ages, but their life experiences may not have been the same. So it does make you feel away when it's time. And I think we got another caller, and I need to put my phone on the charger. We have another caller. I want to go ahead and segue and remind everybody that this is the Love Live. This is a safe space. We do this every Sunday night, 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. And you can call in at 816-398-8229. Our subjects tonight have sex on the first date. Usually the show lasts about 2 hours, so we are kind of going into overtime right now, which is a great thing. I believe we have another caller, so caller, go ahead, and I'm gonna go get a charger real quick.
This is Bam. I'm just calling to, reiterate from the little young homie that was just on.
Please give us a male perspective, Bam. We need.
Please help him. I hope he's still watching.
Help us out.
Yeah. So. Yeah, so Lil Dog really just like he still needs to go through his life experiences. He's still trying to, figure out what it is that he's feeling. A lot of times in them situations that you throw yourself into, especially when it's young and you're dealing with somebody older, yeah, you are stepping into the realm of, dropping into infatuation. But it still doesn't take away the fact that he may still feel like that he loved his person. We're not there to really just tell him that he's right or wrong about that feeling. It's just enlightening him from a different understanding. You know what I'm saying? So for him, it may feel like love. He doesn't understand how to differentiate infatuation and love at this moment in this time in his life. We are older. We have had these experiences, so we know the difference of it. Now, we can tell him, but it doesn't mean that he's going to understand it because he has lack of the experience. You know what I'm saying? So the other thing that I just really kind of wanted to touch on with y'all is that, when y'all are speaking with these men, please be very, very careful with when you step into that space of, little jokes, little laughters, things of that nature, especially when they're trying to get some information from women that they desire, that they love, or they feel some type of way about. Because when you do that, that's the part of us that keeps us from wanting to be vulnerable with you, because it turns into a joke. You know what I'm saying? The moment, like, you got men watching this stuff, so the moment that they start seeing that, they like, well, that right there, that's why I won't say this. That's why I won't do that, because, if I say the wrong thing or if I say something, you know what I mean, it's going to turn into a joke. It's going to make me feel like this. So, I'm not going to express myself. I'm not going to do that. You know what I'm saying? So when we doing this and we saying that it's a safe space, you most definitely have to be careful and understand that you have to keep it safe. Not saying that you can't joke here and there, but when a man especially is in his vulnerability spot of trying to be vulnerable, like, it can be real, real triggering to not only him, but other men that are listening.
Wow, thank you so much for sharing that, because like again, like I said, even with as we're getting off, like holding the empathy and the compassion for that young man and just really reiterating his need for guidance. But yeah, like that's very real. So thank you so much, ma'am, for sharing that with us.
Always.
Yeah, I most definitely feel Bam in regards to that as well too, because we don't never want to have, and that's with anybody. You don't never want nobody to think that your serious topic or your feelings is a joke at all. So most definitely agree with that for sure. I wish he could have a lot more male figures that he can speak to, and not, because it sounds like his male figures, when he said the guys he can't talk to them because they're gonna think it's some bitch shit. But when you
I think he was trolling us.
What? No. No, I don't think he would. I mean, he might. I don't know. He was calling from Orlando, so I don't think so. I can hear his accent. That's what even made me ask him where he was from, because I knew he wasn't. I'm like, where you from? But I most definitely think he needs to get around some people, some male figures in his life that are a lot more mature than him, so he can kind of get some growth there, because he just doesn't have the growth. And if he's not willing to actually reach out to anybody to get that growth, it's hard to mentor somebody that's just going to be stuck in their ways.
Yeah, but as women, I need for y'all to understand that every man is not as confident as you would like them to be. You know what I'm saying? And if a man lacks a sense of confidence, then he's not going to be able to do any of the things that you would want him to do naturally, because he's not confident in doing so. You know what I mean? He's going to
Right, but how does he get out? How does he get out of that comfort level, or get a little more confidence to even be open up to other male figures to make him grow? Then, like that, where does the transition come so he can grow in that aspect to move that away? Because we can't just.
That transition comes from supporting him in, what he feels, versus, really just kind of making it feel like he's being judged based on off of what he feels. That's what I'm saying. Like, we got to learn how to be careful with how we respond to people when they saying certain stuff, because if you say the wrong things to them, you can steal their confidence. So you have to learn how to, in a sense, if you feel like they're being vulnerable to you, then you got to learn how to help uplift them in that spirit, in that space. You know what I'm saying?
So how old are you? Oh, Alex, what is that? What happened?
Hi, welcome.
No, don't welcome him. It's ladies' night.
Oh,
I was about to question. Yeah, bye. See you later. So anyway, bam. So my question would be, if the dang that. Let me scratch back. Number one, how old are you?
I'm 39.
39. The reason I wanted everyone to hear that is because it does matter. It takes time to get to a level of maturity and wisdom, and it also takes the understanding, because with you being 39, that means, of course, you were 25, so you've been able to live through his mindset and get to this point, because I think that that's important for a lot of these guys to understand too, that y'all's maturities all vary differently, and it's also based off what y'all been through. And I think for a lot of the male callers, something that's important to know about Bam is Bam has been able to go through therapy, and a lot of amount of people haven't. So a lot of the spaces that he's able to speak from is from a healed space. Whereas I feel like a lot of people speak from desperation over desire.
Right. So that's why I was trying to get him to actually start even reading books. Like, because if you're not gonna, if he's not gonna take the first step into, like you said, Bam, if he's not confident enough to go reach out to older men, as he's confident in to go get a mentor from an older male figure, then start reading the books of those people that would probably lead into that segue for him to grow.
Yeah.
Can I be vulnerable and transparent on the live tonight, like right in this moment? Because it came off kind of defensive and maybe even standoffish when we were asking like the reading questions, or like, do you read books, who you read? But like, that's not the thing. But even as you're saying, maybe he doesn't read. But I will tell you, and my vulnerable moment is, so he says he doesn't have mentors, he doesn't have people who he talks to, and like, that wasn't necessarily my thing, but a lot of the shit that I grew up with was just so fucking trash and toxic and traumatic and shit. Like, if I want to be a healthy, healed, adult, functioning woman, I can't take that programming into the next stage and phases of my life. So you know what the fuck I did? I got on YouTube. I typed in fucking self-improvement. I looked at the videos until I found somebody who I liked the way they talked. I liked what they was on, like how they was their little things, and like started learning from them, because and I started doing this in my 30s.
Me too.
And in as a 25-year-old, I just want to encourage you and wish you well. And with that, and just finding someone, anyone, and like it's a comment says, change your circle. Like, if you are the best person that you know, if you're the best person who you talk to, if you walk in the room and you're the best person, you're in the wrong circle. That's the wrong group. That's the wrong damn room. There always needs to be somebody that's better than you, that knows more, that's doing more, that is more connected, that and that wants to help you too, right? So if you can't find those people in all actuality, find it, get on YouTube, get on TikTok, Twitter, like start following people who say good right shit and like adhere to that and start developing that way of being in your life.
So
Even
let me
do that even with
when you said the moment that you start talking about reading, that he started getting defensive, and the reason is for most men, even in school, the moment that they start reading and they miss a word, it becomes a joke.
Hell yeah, it do. I'm the one roasting you.
It's discouraging. It's discouraging for me. You know what I'm saying? So the moment that you start talking, when you say what books are you reading and stuff like that, for some men they come with a straight defense because they feel like now they're being attacked, because we know what the stigma is attached to men when men are reading out loud. So you're going to get that blowback from men when it comes to that. You know what I'm saying? So now you're putting him in the space where, okay, well, now I feel like shit, y'all trying to be funny, trying to make fun of me or something like that. So nah, fuck no, I don't read no books. What you mean a book? You know what I mean?
Well,
So,
I wasn't asking them to read out loud.
Because that would have been real embarrassing.
I didn't know it was a stigma attached to
No,
it.
I know that there's a stigma attached to it for sure. But
Now,
I'm
I knew it
saying
was a
personally,
stigma too, and it's unfortunate that it is. And then I was going to add to his stigma, which I wanted to know if he could address. I remember, just because I've worked in barbershops before, I remember a client had came in and he was discussing how he doesn't feel comfortable sharing that he reads because the minute he does, he's categorized as a nerd, and the average woman doesn't want the nerd guy. So he was like, he reads and all of that, but he don't discuss it. He comes off as the D boy because the minute a woman feel like he reads, he gets looked at differently. Can you agree to that, man?
I can agree to that, but in a sense where it's like me, most people, when they look at me, they, of course, I have some intelligence about myself, but a lot of people don't know that, the type of books that I read. You know what I mean? So the type of books that I read are outside of my culture. They're outside of my religion. There are things that I would never be taught because it's not of my culture. You know what I mean? So my enlightenment comes from knowing different spectrums versus one. You know what I mean? So when a person comes to talk to me, they're talking to me from a one-sided stance down a one-way street. You know what I mean? I'm on a road where it's different ways and different directions that I can take. But when a woman, sometimes when a woman comes to you, a lot of women are cocky. You know what I mean? A lot of women know that, they can read better in a sense in certain areas, that they are smarter than you. You know what I mean? They can do things a little bit, more efficient than what you can. But sometimes when a woman does that and you show her, hey, look, I'm just as good as you are. You know what I'm saying? Then it becomes into a contest. Sometimes it's not like it's malicious in the contest, but sometimes it becomes like a competitive thing. Like, so you think you this, you think you that. You know what I mean? It's like it becomes combative, but really for a man, it's like, hey, listen, this is what you want from me. This is what you ask for me, and I'm being that, but you can't be receptive to it, and you can't be appreciative to what it is that I'm doing.
That's a big deal. I was muted. My bad. I was saying, no, that's a big deal. I'm actually very thankful for you to call because it actually really assists. I hope it definitely assists him, but then it assists any other
it helped
viewers.
us.
Say that again.
It helped us. Like
Yeah,
that's
I was gonna say it helped. It definitely helped us, and then it helped anybody else with that wouldn't understand that side of things. So I'm actually thankful for you calling in. I'm thankful for him calling in, and I'm thankful for the previous caller. Tonight's been actually very nice. We actually went into overtime. We usually only go 2 hours. We've already went 2 hours and 21 minutes. So Ooh, pardon me. Unless anyone else has anything to say, then we are going to go ahead and wrap things up. We're going to start by wrapping it up with Bam Bam. Is usually a main panelist, so he called in, which was a smart way to get in on ladies' night. I think that was real clever. So I appreciate it. So thank you, Bam.
We better see you next week.
Period.
Yeah, I could let the young brother, kind of go out that, man. I mean, I know it's ladies' night, y'all doing y'all thing. I most definitely appreciate it, you know what I mean? But, the fact that I do, I genuinely do care about what it is that y'all trying to do and what y'all bringing to the table. I still wanted to also be an understanding, like the same way that you want us men to be safe with y'all, y'all have to understand y'all got to learn how to adapt and be safe with us as well.
That's true. And I thank you majorly. I really wanted, I kind of want to say this just off camera, but I'm going to say it on camera for others too. One beautiful thing about Bam, outside of course, him being handsome, that assisted me just in my everyday life was Bam takes a long time to articulate his words. And the beautiful thing about that though, is I actually used to get really agitated when a man would take a while to get it out. And learning through listening for waiting on his information to come out, I realized that it ain't that a man has nothing to say. It just takes him a little longer to get it out. And prior to listening to Bam, I used to just get upset because I didn't hear anything. And it was that they're having to formulate the words and then get them out. And now that I've actually heard a man that actually has something to say, but just takes him a second to get it out, it gave me that ability to now give a man a chance. So now it's like, I thank you for that because I did get to see that facet to give me that bit of patience to now give a man an opportunity to respond. And prior to you being on a live, I wasn't doing that. So I'm actually very
and you
thankful
saw how
and
patient he
admirable.
was to make that his chin lock.
Wait, what?
Oh, honey, you must not have laid eyes on this man. He is.
Girl, you ain't seen that man.
Oh
I ain't
my
about to do that.
God.
We gonna wrap it up. Bye, Bam. Bam. We'll see you next week, Bam.
Like,
Everybody
I'm
say bye
going
to
to make
Bam.
sure to
Be
tune
dead black.
in.
I'm not about to do Bam
sir,
because
you are
don't do that.
beautiful. Like,
Yeah, Bam is something special, baby. Okay, bye, Bam. All right. So anyway, Miss No
Bam is
Meals,
like my brother, y'all. So y'all talking about my brother?
and he
your
ain't my damn
brother
brother.
is
He ain't my
beautiful.
brother, Danielle.
From one black
Damn.
woman to another black woman about a
Shit,
black man, that man is beautiful.
that is a beautiful
God.
man. First
Look
I
of
like his
all,
name.
Miss No Meals, Miss No Meals. Let me tell you what I know, not what I heard, girl. He on the very first. He was on the first live, right? He done got on the live. This was the nigga arm. I didn't even see him. I was like, oh yeah, something's happening. Something is
Okay,
happening.
y'all gotta.
Wrap it up.
I'm just keeping it honest. And this ain't even me being nasty or none of that. I was blown away. And girl, so the whole first time I seen him, I'm in the comments talking to each of everybody like, do he got a chin lock? Not even knowing everybody can see the comments. Embarrassing. So I just went ahead and asked them, girl. So then I asked them, and I don't know if you see, but like all of this that's missing back here, girl, I asked them, and all
Look,
that
that's
shit
the
fell
pure
off. I never put
masculine
it back.
energy. Just focused
It's
on
She
yeah,
it.
can't.
And
She
it's
can't put it
something
back
different.
because
yeah,
next week the other side gonna be knocked off.
Yeah, it is. Oh man, Bam is something different. I don't know. And then he got this deep voice, and then it take him a little second, and then you just be waiting like this.
Hey, that's why you was mesmerized.
I was tore up. I
You,
swear, I was tore up. Like I couldn't explain it. It was just one of them things, girl. He got a chin lock. I've never seen nothing that masculine in my goddamn life. I've never seen no shit like that.
oh
That's
God.
some masculine shit. First of all, it take a special type of guy to want to grow a lock out your chin. Like for real, I ain't never encountered no shit like that. It still messes. I don't even want to talk about that because I'm actually trying to get with people, and I feel like dudes are sensitive. They're like, "No, you need to get with chin lock, nigga."
right.
So I'm not even about to keep talking about it. But I'm telling you, baby, listen. I'm gonna drink water.
Well, I'm gonna make sure I tap in next week so I can see him in the chin lock.
Girl,
You need to see it.
you need to see it. It
But
ain't
Oh
even
my
nothing I could
God.
like
explain. You need
beyond
to take
beyond
two of
his
your
looks,
box
like the
braids
energy
and
of his
hang them from your
mind
chin.
makes
That's
him a
what he got.
beautiful black man, a beautiful
I
enlightened black
promise.
man.
Yeah,
I
he's just a
love
beautiful black man. And
love
then it's beautiful that he comes and helps advocate for men. So
yes.
it
Yeah,
works
yeah,
out
yeah.
really good because it does give that healthy balance, which is what I do love about our show. So again, I'm gonna segue and go ahead and get us off so we can go ahead. But
Yeah.
again, this was amazing. I love Ladies Night. I think it was also amazing that one of our ladies that isn't on here tonight was able to get in our comment section. So we did still technically get, everything like that. I want to say thank you, Miss No Mills, and go ahead and give you an opportunity to say all of your greatness and exit yourself.
Yes, it is your girl, Miss No Mills. Like, follow, share my podcast, Hoish, HOE-ish, heavy on entertainment and shit. I go live every Friday night, so y'all can tap in and see me on One Voice Radio.
Yo, what's up, everybody? It's your girl, Envy on Pain. And I just want to wish y'all well. Like, if no one's told you today, you're special, you're loved, you're worthy, and I want to see you live your best dream. So, I'll see y'all next week. Goodbye.
Hey, it's Bronze Beauty. I just want to thank everybody for coming out again tonight, and we had a good show. Thank you, ladies, for everybody's input. All the guys that called in, thank you for giving us your input as well, and we'll see you next week.
Hey y'all, so I'm ecstatic. I don't know if you guys were aware, but for the actual show, The Love Live, this was episode 8. So this was a big deal. We have officially finished 2 full months of the show, and the consistency, the different panel members, and just the different conversations. The show just keeps getting better and better. So if you enjoyed tonight, I definitely hope that you're here next week. It'll be the same time. It is at 9 p.m. Central Standard Time, and we do appear live on Twitch, Twitter, YouTube, and Facebook alike. So I hope to see you guys again next week. This has been The Love Live, and love you guys. Bye.